Home of the brave.
Christopher Jackson.
Well, Knicks fans, how you feeling? Excited? Anxious? Nervous? Well, these are the nerves you could only dream about when the Knicks acquire Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns in the offseason. It's all built to an opportunity like they have here this afternoon. A win would give them a 3-0 lead in the second-round series on the defending champion Boston Celtics. Let's start with the officiating crew. Zach Zarba will lead the way. Courtney Kirkland and Justin Van Dyne assisting. Officials are brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hill. Starting lineups, the same wrinkle we saw in Game 2 on Wednesday in Boston for the Celtics. It will be Al Horford starting instead of Kristaps Porzingis. And a pregame report coming from Shams Charania saying, quote, Porzingis is waking up every day hoping and praying he feels better. It's the mystery viral infection he had at some point during the winter. He's been battling it down the stretch, but apparently it's been cropping up so much lately that he's been limited to 13 minutes in Game 1 and then 14 minutes in Game 2. On a personal level, you certainly hope Porzingis is okay. And in terms of the championship potential of both of these teams, I think as competitors, they both want to beat each other at their best, and we'll keep an eye on Porzingis' status today and for the rest of the series. In the backcourt, no surprises, Derrick White and Jrue Holiday. White's having a strong series aside from his three-point shooting where he's 8 for 27. He's got 10 rebounds a game and 2 blocks on average across the first 2 contests, Derrick White. Jrue Holiday's defense continues to be excellent. And on the offensive glass, he's got a team-high 7 offensive boards. Again, the Celtics are a plus 13 on the offensive glass through the first 2 games of the series. And then the 2 guys who have been under a massive microscope in Boston lately, Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Are they healthy? Better question is, does it matter? Brown has been nursing a knee issue, missing about half of the games down the last 2 months of the regular season, but he hasn't missed a playoff game yet. His three-point shooting has dipped, though. 3 of 17 in the series for Jaylen Brown. As for Jayson Tatum, some fans speculating that wrist injury that kept him out of Game 2 in the first round against Orlando is more painful than he's letting on. Although the 3 games after he got that wrist injury, he scored 35 points in all of them to close out that series against the Magic. But Tatum, after averaging 34 points a game against the Knicks in the regular season, has exactly half that across the 2 games in the series, 18 points a night. And then the aforementioned Al Horford in the middle. Such a deadly three-point shooter, at least usually. But so far in the series, he is 1 out of 10. And the Knicks, especially with Jalen Brunson, have tried to pick on Horford in the primetime moments. No surprises in the starting 5 for New York. It is Brunson and Bridges in the backcourt. Jalen Brunson scored 9 of his 17 points in the fourth quarter of Game 2. Mikal Bridges scored all of his 14 points in the fourth quarter on Wednesday. And if that's a sign of things to come after being held 0 for 8 across the first 3 quarters, then the Knicks are really in business offensively. Remember, they won Game 2 despite scoring their fewest points of the entire season, playoffs and regular year. 91-90 was the final score there. The Celtics had one game below 90 points, but that's when they sat everybody toward the end of the season against the Orlando Magic. On the wings, it's OG Anunoby and Josh Hart. Anunoby, 29 points in Game 1. That's a playoff career high. And then 5 steals in Game 2, one shy of his playoff career best. And Josh Hart had a game-high 23 in Game 2. And a stat a lot of folks are throwing around. Josh Hart is outscoring Jayson Tatum in this series through 2 games on half as many field goal attempts. But you look at Tatum's career in Game 3s, he always seems to rise to the occasion. And when Boston's backs have been against the wall, obviously that's when they're at their best. Almost came back from 0-3 down against Miami 2 years ago. And in the series before that, they were down 3-2 going to Philadelphia. And Tatum was a ghost until the final 5 minutes. He pretty much won that game in the end, though, and then dropped 50 in Game 7, an NBA record. Of course, the Celtics were not really tested at all a season ago. And they'll get the ultimate final or penultimate exam here this afternoon. Karl-Anthony Towns, the center for New York. He's taken just 2 3-pointers the entire series. one at the end of a quarter and the other at the end of the shot clock. See if they can open him up from downtown here in Game 3. When it's game time, it's Tully time. The opening tip is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. Knicks are in white with New York on the front in orange. Numbers on front and back in orange as well. Celtics in green. It says Boston on the front in white. Numbers on front and back in white as well. Take a deep breath. Game 3 is about to begin. Ball is tipped and won by the Knicks. Bridges had it near sideline, tipped away by Holiday, but it comes to Brunson, who can walk it across midcourt. A 2-0 New York lead. This will be their first game at home in the entire series. Can they take advantage of the opportunity? Brunson pick and roll with Towns on the high side wing. Tatum defending Brunson, crossover to the far elbow, spins, step back, pump fake, leans in, kick out McBride, or Bridges corner 3. That one short in front of the Knick bench. Offensive rebound, Brunson. McBride again to the far corner. Now Brunson right wing, pump fake on White. Up top for Towns, stolen by Tatum. They'll race up court. Tatum will lay it up and missed it, but a tip in by White to start the scoring for Boston. 2-0 Celtics.
All right. Very small sample size as the game has just begun, but
it's the smallest.
I do like the offensive board by Jalen Brunson. That's a big thing that stands out to me. And Karl-Anthony Towns managing to stay with that play and disrupt Tatum without fouling.
It's already the 6th steal of the series for Jayson Tatum. So underrated defensively. Underrated in general. Foul line, Brunson, pull-up jumper. Front rim, no. Rebound, Jaylen Brown.
Derrick White starts off with the defensive assignment of guarding Jalen Brunson tonight.
It's a wide open look for Brunson. He shoots 36% from the field in this series as Hart strips a posting Brown in the middle of the paint. It'll come to Bridges near wing. Knifes inside on a baseline drive. Gets rid of White and banks it in to tie the game at 2. And the Garden erupts. White from left to right. High side wing up top for Tatum. Horford, right angle, catch and shoot 3. That's good. And Al Horford, after missing 9 of his first 10 threes in the series, connects on an early triple. It's 5-2 Boston.
The much discussed element of this basketball game, the three-point line.
The Celtics, before that make, were 25 of 100 from downtown in the series. And Anunoby his first touch. Far side corner, drive to the foul line on Holiday. Almost had it poked away, pulls up for 2. Very short from the free throw line. And Holiday will bring it up court.
It's important to note the strength of Holiday as a defender, literally how physical he is.
Holiday pump fake to 3 on the right wing, and then has a clear path to the lane as Josh Hart overcommitted on the contest. It's a 5-point Boston lead.
So early in this one, both teams look like they are feeling it out. No one has any notable explosion or is running particularly fast.
Anunoby far corner, baseline drive, double team by Holiday and Brown, kick out. Brunson near corner, catches, pump fakes. Steps inside the three-point line, picked up his dribble, reset with Hart. Inside to Towns, nobody's guarding him. He got tackled by Holiday, and 2 free throws will come. Knicks trail the Celtics 7-2 with 9.5 to go in the opening quarter. Boston's made 3 of their first 4 shots.
That is an excellent pass by Josh Hart. And obviously, Jrue Holiday with the clamp down hug, bear hug foul is sending a message there in that one. No, not physical, harmful, nothing to review here, but just absolutely not giving up a layup to the Knicks.
Classic no easy buckets playoff type foul. Towns at the basket to our left. Back rim's the first free throw. Sometimes you wonder whose nerves are more hyperactive. The Celtics are such a comfortable team on the road. One of the best away teams in history. They were 33-8 outside of TD Garden this year, including 2 wins here at Madison Square Garden. Of course, it took overtime on April 8th as Towns gets a nice roll off the front rim. Second foul shot drops. It's 7-3 Boston, 9.5 to go in the first.
I don't care what anybody says, though. Boston is playing with a different pressure in this road opportunity than any of those games during the course of the regular season.
Tatum on the right wing, picked up by Towns, between the legs dribble, step back, long 2, just outside the foul line, too strong, and a rebound for Josh Hart. 0 for 2 start for Jayson Tatum. Towns, long left wing 3. He got it! Karl-Anthony Towns with his first 3-pointer since Game 5 against Detroit. Makes it a 1-point game.
And it's a complete rhythm 3, stepping right into that 3-point shot.
Jaylen Brown silences the crowd with an answer. Left wing triple off a Horford screen. 4-point Boston lead again. Remember, Brown missed 9 straight threes to start the series. hit a big one in overtime, but he's 3 of 17 across the first 2 games. Towns near corner defended by Tatum. Fans rising in support of him, but he gets stripped out of bounds by Derrick White coming over on a double team. It'll stay with the Knicks with 8 to shoot, 8:41 to play first quarter, 10-6 Boston.
Jayson Tatum guarding Karl-Anthony Towns is reminiscent of what we saw in the Detroit series with Tobias Harris guarding Karl-Anthony Towns, trying to get into his space and taking away his ball handling ability out on the perimeter.
Knicks from right to left in White. They'll post up Towns, near side block on Tatum. Horford lurking in the paint, turnaround baseline, fall away for Towns, in and out. Rebound to Horford as Hart couldn't strip him.
Soft miss, a good looking shot.
Celtics ball from left to right. They're in the Kelly Greens today, up by 4. Holiday tried to spin post move on Bridges. He poked it away and then poked it away again. Loose ball came to Towns. Midcourt outlet to Brunson. Left wing defended by Horford. Between the legs dribble to reset. Backs up a bit beyond the arc. Now takes Horford closer toward the near sideline by midcourt. 4 minutes gone by in game 3. Brunson drive, kick, right wing. Anunoby pump fakes a 3. Sidestep, reload. And he can't knock it down. That one spun around the rim twice and then popped out.
Man, the folks here in the Garden, you probably can hear them in our mics. We're living on the edge of that one.
If you can't hear the fans in our mics, Gary Jeffries is out of a job. Missed layup by Jrue Holiday. Layup was rebounded by Towns. Brunson from right to left. Pick and pop with Bridges. Near corner, Brunson now. Snatch back, dribble, 3-pointer. Wide left. Rebound tipped by Towns. He might get called for a foul here, and yes. As he tried to poke that one away from Derrick White, he got a lot of contact. And that'll be the first foul of the game on New York.
Three-point shooting, anyone? Boston is 2 for 2 so far. The Knicks are 1 of 4. Now, 2 of the looks by the Knicks were great looks. The ball just refused to go down through the rim.
7.5 remains in the first quarter. Tatum for 3. Nailed it from straight on around a Horford screen to get rid of Anunoby. And Jayson Tatum, who started 5 of 20 from downtown in the series, has made his first today. 7-point lead for Boston. Anunoby at the foul line. Spins on Brown. Out to Hart. Sets up a right wing 3. That's short. Long rebound. Anunoby. Far side mid-post. Will spin on Brown to the baseline. Had the ball poked away out of bounds to the left side seats. 7:03 to play. 10 to shoot. Celtics by 7.
All their starters have gotten into the scoring column. The Celtics, that is, a terrific note from our statistician tonight, Tyler Freed. Now, Tyler, as we continue to go through this game, I don't want the Knicks to be lulled into iso ball. Still move the ball and have respect for this defense.
Inbound to Towns. Missed a reverse layup off a great feed from Brunson. That's the most open shot Towns has had all series. Tatum drives the right side of the lane. Right-hand layup too strong. Rebound Hart. Got hit by a Holiday, but fights through it. Knicks from right to left. Hart right elbow. Sets up a transition pump fake for Bridges on the far side. Tries a baseline leaner. That one rims out. Feels a lot like game 2 early. The Knicks hitting every part of the rim, but it's not falling in. Brown down the lane on Bridges. Tough layup. No, but a foul call. And Bridges will take responsibility to avoid the second getting called on Karl-Anthony Towns. Free throws coming for Brown when we come back. This has been a great start for Boston. They lead 13-6 with 6:35 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Hey Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Hey there, game lovers. Ready for some excitement? Chumba Casino is where it's at. It's free to play with hundreds of online social casino games and new releases every week. Play anytime, anywhere, and enjoy free daily login bonuses and a fantastic welcome offer. Whether at home or on the go, play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes with ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, Delaware, Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Celtics 13, Knicks 6, with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter of Game 3. It's a 2-0 series lead for New York. They've missed their last 6 shots, though, while the Celtics have made all 3 of their 3-pointers, 1 apiece from Brown, Tatum, and Horford. So an excellent sign, I'm sure, for Celtics fans. For over 160 years, individuals and businesses from Montauk to Manhattan have trusted Dime for all their banking needs. Visit Dime.com for more information. Dime, we've got your bank. Member FDIC. Knicks have 4 points from Karl-Anthony Towns on a deep left wing 3-pointer, his first bomb of this series. Only had 1 attempt in Game 6 against Detroit, and then 0 for 2 combined across the first 2 games in Boston. So we'll see if that helps open up the offense a bit. The story of the series has been the Knicks' defense. Despite scoring just 91 points in Game 2, they still pulled off another 20-point comeback and a 91-90 win.
And I think, too, as this series continues to unfold, you watch these first quarters and probably the first half with a little bit of a grain of salt, being that the game has really been decided ultimately in the fourth and maybe the latter part of the third quarter. But I think early in this one, you see the Celtics really determined. And as you heard from them in their sound post-game, too, they trust their process. So the threes are going to go up. And you got guys that are terrific shooters and have been through the course of this season. They're 3 for 3, but it is certainly early in this ball game. And I still say the Knicks' confidence is something that you don't see in a note or in a stat, and it is something that you just can't quite quantify.
Celtics took 63 pointers in Game 1. They shaved off 20 for Game 2, but each time they shot 25% as Brown gets a kind roll on his first free throw. He was fouled by Mikal Bridges on a left side drive, just heading into that immediate timeout. Peyton Pritchard has come into the game for Jrue Holiday. Holiday, phenomenal defense as always, although he did allow the go-ahead jumper from Jalen Brunson and then committed the eventual foul that led to the game-winning free throws on Brunson, both at the end of Game 2. 9-point lead for Boston as Brown gets both free throws. He's got an early game-high 5 points. Knicks from right to left in white against the green and white of Boston. Bridges marked by Pritchard out high. Brunson trying to find room off the screen on the high side wing. Can't get loose, so it's Josh Hart instead on the right wing. Dribble handoff to Brunson. Dribble to the far side mid-range. He will back down Peyton Pritchard with 4. Horford looking at a double team. Spin, fadeaway Brunson shot. Rolls in. Tough 2 for Jalen Brunson. It's a 7-point game.
Jalen Brunson is just so steady. I'm sure that's not exactly an ideal shot that late in the shot clock, but he's able to get that one to go.
Backdoor cut. Brown catches in the paint, met by Bridges, but rises and scores over him with the right hand anyway. It is 17-8 Celtics. Mitchell Robinson and Kristaps Porzingis, the former Knick teammates, about to check in. Brunson backing down White, middle of the paint, pump fake, leans in, got blocked but a foul. And Brunson will get 2 free throws, which makes him our owner of free throws today. Brought to you by Chumba Casino, where any moment can be your moment with free daily login bonuses, serious prizes, and hundreds of online social casino-style games. Turn your free time into a good time with Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Terms and conditions apply.
That play sort of takes me back to the game-winning basket in Game 6 in Detroit, in that Jalen Brunson uses the eagerness of Derrick White against him there. He understands that White is known as a terrific defender, great two-way player in the league, but uses that pump fake to get him up off the floor, balance, and earn a trip to the free throw line.
82% in the postseason, including the game winners on Wednesday. At the basket to our left, he nails the first. And that'll get Horford out for Porzingis and Towns out for Robinson. And also give us 10 seconds to pause for station ID on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is ESPN New York, WHSQ, WCBS-FM HD2, and WEPN New York.
With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. This is Game 3, Round 2. Knicks have a 2-0 lead in the series, but the Celtics with a 17-10 lead halfway through the opening quarter of this game. Brunson made both foul shots. A 7-point game again. Derrick White, near side arc. Screen from Brown, picked up by Hart. Now Porzingis up top, take the dribble, handoff, drives into the lane, stopped by Robinson though, kick out to White, right side arc, marked by Hart, dribble to the top of the key, launches a tough three and rattles it in, and that can happen against Boston. Just because of the tough shot doesn't mean they're going to miss. 10-point Celtic lead, their largest.
I like the pace that the Knicks are playing with. Defensively, they're doing a good job of staying attached. Just as the Celtics have to trust their process, the Knicks have to trust their process defensively, and Josh Hart defended that perfectly.
White was 8 of 27 in the series from 3 before that tough make. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Anunoby far corner, tried to dribble around Brown, but they're going to call him for a foul. I thought OG stepped on the far sideline, but apparently it's because Brown pushed him.
Brown gets popped for that knee quite a few times in the course of a ball game.
But he's sticking that leg out in front of a ball handler. That is his first foul, and the third on Boston. And no hack-a-mitch strategy employed yet by Joe Mazzulla, but he has brought Peyton Pritchard into the game a lot earlier than what we saw the first 2 games. 6th man of the year, Pritchard, only 23 minutes a game so far. Bridges knifes down the lane, lefty layup, good off glass. Porzingis came over the good contest, but Bridges scored anyway.
Great cut, great ball movement. Now, one of the things to watch with Porzingis is he's talked about feeling out of breath, so it'll be curious to see what his pace looks like in this ball game.
Strong drive from White, but he missed a layup outside the restricted area over Brunson, and he'll bring it ahead from right to left. Knicks ball down by 8, 4.5 to go in the first. Brunson pick and roll up top with Robinson. Foul line floater, very short with Pritchard on his hip. Brunson maybe felt some contact, but no call.
I think Robinson was surprised because that one was practically in his lap, but it was abrupt for him.
Derrick White defended by Robinson, near side arc, pass to Porzingis, stripped by Anunoby. Loose ball came to Brown, though, finds an open Pritchard left wing, pump fakes a 3, baseline drive in the lane, layup no. Altered by Robinson, but then Pritchard took it away from Bridges and then threw it away, but a foul called on Robinson. Pritchard was caught in the air, and really his forearm probably went involuntarily into Robinson's hand because of an awkward pass, but that's a good call, and Pritchard draws the 13th foul on the Knicks.
One of the things that Tom Thibodeau talked about when asked about Mitchell Robinson is his discipline and how committed he's been to getting back on the floor. And he talked about him as a shot blocker. He'd grown out of the whacking. And I don't even think that would constitute as trying to whack down. To your point, it was just sort of an awkward move by Pritchard. It's unfortunate because it was going straight into the hands of Josh Hart.
Now, Pritchard wins a debate as to whether or not he was trying to pass or shoot. They will give him 2 free throws.
Wow. Good on him.
The right side basket with an 8-point Celtic lead. He'll make it 9 with 4:08 to go in the first quarter. And Pritchard was underneath the hoop in midair, had almost no chance to make any kind of shot or pass. So a bailout call there, and he makes both foul shots, back to a 10-point game.
Now, Deuce McBride is on the floor for the Knicks, so expect the pace to move a little bit faster.
And Bridges has come out of the game for now. Brunson from right to left, pick and pop with Hart. He'll get it to Hart, wide open up top. He'll launch the 3. Front rim, no. Rebound tip by Robinson, and then he took it away from Brown. All the way back to midcourt for Brunson. 10 on the shot clock now. Hart, rip through move in the lane, lefty layup, short around White. This time Porzingis gets the rebound. Outlet pushed ahead to Pritchard. Right wing 3 on the rhythm is short, but an offensive rebound and tip in for White gives the Celtics a 12-point lead.
On that dribble penetration on the left side, Josh Hart hit the ground. I think he hit his head a little bit. He's uncomfortable. He's kind of backing up toward the Knicks bench, trying to get the attention of the coaching staff.
Pritchard missed 3, was the first misfired 3-pointer by the Celtics today. They were 4 for 4. They look great offensively, and they've doubled up the Knicks 24-12, and now Pritchard reaches in on the right wing on Brunson and commits the 4th team foul on Boston in this first quarter.
Josh Hart is, in fact, heading to the bench, and it looks like Karl-Anthony Towns is going to come in for him.
Not just the bench, Monica. Josh Hart's heading back to the tunnel.
Walking gingerly, but we have seen here in New York following this team that if he can go, he will. And we will keep you guys updated on that.
Far sideline inbound from McBride. You do get the double big lineup out there with Towns and Robinson, and they will intentionally foul Mitchell Robinson to get him to the free throw line. Now, when you have these 2 centers out there, the numbers have been unbelievable. Just 15 combined minutes with Robinson and Towns on the floor together. They're outscoring the Celtics by 21 points in those 15 minutes. Now the question is, will some home cooking make these foul shots a little bit easier for Big Mitch? Knicks could use him. They're down by 12, 3:14 to go in the first.
And I just will offer this, too, because we asked Josh Hart and Tom Thibodeau about the hack and Mitch strategy.
First one rolls around and out. His best-looking miss of the playoffs.
And, in fact, I will also reference Game 2. Tibbs was about to sub Mitch and decided not to late in that ball game because they knew that if they continued to hack Mitch, the entire team would be in the bonus. And so, yes, it is a little bit frustrating. It slows the flow of the game, and if you're rooting for the Knicks, you certainly want to see Robinson make free throws. But there is some strategy benefits for the Knicks as well.
Same story on the second free throw. Hit every part of the rim, but would not fall. The Celtics still doubling up the Knicks. 9 minutes gone by in Game 3. Tatum up top, thought about it, now thinks out loud and nails a three. This was inevitable. Tatum, one of the absolute best players in the NBA, was never going to be held down all series. He's given the Celtics a 27-12 lead. Timeout, Tom Thibodeau, and a 7-0 Boston run with 2:55 to go in the first quarter.
You knew that this team was not going to roll over. To your point, it's not just Tatum. As a group, they are defending champions for good reason, and they have confidence in the way that they've approached this basketball game. If you're the Knicks, though, 15-point lead, how can you adjust? And the looks that they've gotten that have had high quality, they've got to knock some of those down.
New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional, and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier Liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving to my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
27-12, Celtics, a thunderous start to Game 3. 2:55 to go in the first. They lead the Knicks by 15. Total Ortho Express has 4 Long Island locations and provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com. The Celtics are not shooting 25% from downtown in this game. They are shooting 83%. They have made 5 of their first 6 three-point tries, and their only miss was put right back up and in by Derrick White. Out of the timeout, the Knicks forced to bench Mitchell Robinson because he missed his 2 free throws. And for the playoffs, he is now 7 of 28. So it will be Precious Achiuwa on the floor, and he did get a brief window of playing time in Game 1 for the same reason. Also, Karl-Anthony Towns had picked up 3 fouls about midway through the second quarter. So Knicks ball from right to left. They trail by 15. Josh Hart has a return from the tunnel, and he's back on the bench.
There's a fan that just walked in a papal costume, just for reference.
This is the unofficial team of Vatican City, the New York Knicks. They'll post up Towns near side, mid-range on Tatum. 2 right-hand dribbles in the lane. Righty jump hook short. Towns wanted a foul, but He's simply not getting that call all series.
He's not, and I thought he had good reason to be upset on that one. Tatum was all over his forearm.
Now Tatum drives past Achua, missed a bunny in the lane. Good defense from Precious. Across midcourt, Brunson from right to left. He'll drive to the foul line, spins on White. Left block, spins again. Kick out to Achua, far corner. He'll get it to Anunoby up top. Right elbow inside to Towns, and an uncontested two-hand jam. Great find from OG. It's a 13-point game.
As that play unfolded, I'm nodding my head because the Knicks need to move the basketball. They've got to shift this Celtics defense. It's a little too slow and too much ISO reliance.
Brown and Porzingis pick and pop out high. Brown has Towns on him, so we'll take him all the way back to midcourt. Now drives down the lane, hop step in the paint, and he got fouled on a pass off by Anunoby. So that will be a side out for the Celtics, but 14 back on the shot clock.
I'm not sure. Anunoby was looking to go to Kristaps Porzingis, and unfortunately this call looks like it's going to go against Karl-Anthony Towns, which will be his second as opposed to Anunoby.
Jaylen Brown off the inbound, pump fake to straight on three. Another pick and pop with Porzingis, who flops and draws the fifth foul of the first quarter. So Achua will send Porzingis to the free throw line as Precious was trying to fight through that screen. Both teams in the bonus. It's 27-14 Celtics with 1:48 to go in the first. Nothing has gone wrong for Boston in this game so far. So it's another game of can you keep it close against the defending champs?
And so far in this series, it is well documented that close is 20. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that size deficit.
But we're not allowed to get nervous until it gets to 21. Mitchell Robinson will check in here as Porzingis made the first free throw, so it's a double dip for the Celtics, 28-14 over New York. Towns will come out after picking up that second foul.
And pack some patience, folks, because this thing could slow tremendously, but we'll see how Joe Mazzulla and company continues to play with Mitchell Robinson back on the floor.
It should be a pretty good defensive lineup with both Robinson and Achua out there as Porzingis gets to see the ball drop in twice from the free throw line. 15-point Celtic lead, 1:44 to go in the first quarter. Knicks attacking the basket to our left. High pick and roll, Brunson and Achua. Brunson right wing, steps back, crosses over at the free throw line. Jump shot from the dotted line is good. They're going to need a big Brunson game today. It's a 13-point game now.
Excellent screen shot there, set there by Precious Achua. And I think it's important to note the angle that he takes to go and set it. He deliberately scoops down in, touches the top of the paint, and comes and sets a back screen.
That step back from Brunson, he created about 5 feet of separation between him and an elite defender, Derrick White. Not Asar Thompson level, but impressive nonetheless. 1:20 left in the first quarter. Knicks were held to a season-low 13 points in the first quarter in Game 2. They've got 16 so far in Game 1. Pritchard a wide-open left wing three. You probably guessed what happened. He made it. Celtics are 6 of 7 from long range, and again they're doubling up the Knicks, 32-16.
So far in this one, unlike what we've seen in the first two games, the Celtics are capitalizing not just on threes, but in particular the open ones.
Final minute, first quarter. Brunson defended by Horford, beats him to the paint. Kick out to Achua, but he's not a three-point shooter in the far corner, so will drive and hit a right-hand layup. Precious Achua has a point in the second round. It's a 14-point game again. Tatum at midcourt. Entry pass to Horford, backing down the smaller McBride. Kick out to Pritchard, right corner. Pump fake and a baseline drive on Achua, who stays with him. Into Porzingis, foul by Robinson. Couldn't bank it in, but 2 foul shots coming for KP. It's 32-18 Boston. 39 seconds left in the first quarter.
That'll be Mitchell Robinson's second foul as well.
And the thing about the iconic unmatched atmosphere at Madison Square Garden, the Celtics know as well as anybody, if you get an early lead, you can turn the excitement into nervous energy. Although nothing will ever compare to how anxious the Celtics crowd was in Wednesday's Game 2. The Knicks got it from a 20-point lead down to 14. It was back-to-back threes, nothing crazy. But you could tell Boston fans felt like they were doomed. Porzingis continues to get soft, friendly rolls on these free throws. That one off the front rim and in. So he's 4 for 4 from the stripe. The Celtics are 8 of 8 and 6 of 7 from 3. They lead by 16, their largest advantage. Far side mid-range, Brunson feeds Achua in the paint, hesitates, shoots, misses. Rebound tipped by Robinson, out to Anunoby. Up top McBride, wide open, straight on three, in and out. Another tipped rebound by Robinson, gets to Achua, lays it in, and one. And a big fist pump from Precious Achua as Tatum commits the foul.
I applaud the professionalism and the preparation of Precious Achua. You mentioned it, he didn't see any action in Game 2, a few minutes in Game 1. Down the stretch of the regular season, his minutes have been minimized, we'll put it that way, but he's prepared and able to make an impact in this ball game. Again, though, for the Knicks overall, can't buy a basket at home is crazy. Deuce McBride, the three is down and out.
Precious Achiuwa trying to add a spark. He went chest to chest with P.J. Tucker along the far sideline after the biggest fist pump of the year from a New York Knicks. Back rims the free throw, and a loose ball foul called on Kristaps Porzingis, but the problem is, if there is a problem, it's Mitchell Robinson who drew the foul, so he'll get 2 free throws.
Give this man a chance to surprise you, LT.
I predicted way too boldly in Game 4 of the Pistons series that Mitch was going to make both. He went 1 of 2. That is the second foul on Kristaps Porzingis, who has not taken a shot from the field yet, but he's 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
This, to me, is another example of the difference that Mitchell Robinson can make, as I'm sure you heard that soft clink off the front of the iron as he misses the first.
I like it. You're talking through his free throws to maybe distract the folks from what's going to happen. I get it.
It is not always inevitable. I think he's going to get a little more lift on this one.
They are rooting Mitch on to make the foul shot. He airballed it and then puts his hands on his head and then goes into a crouch. Perhaps the absolute worst case scenario for that moment. 34-20, Celtics lead the Knicks, 17.5 to go in the first quarter. Boston's making everything. The Knicks are 3 of 9 from the foul line and 1 of 7 from 3. Tatum will inbound from the far sideline. The fans wanted a 5-second violation, but he does hand it off to Derrick White. Alley-oop or a backdoor feed to Tatum. Had to come back down, but he threw it to midcourt, stolen by Achiuwa, or at least he tried to, but he tipped it out of bounds to the far sideline. Wasted opportunity there. We saw that play where the Patriots threw a pass to Chandler Jones for the Raiders a few years ago. That was almost the exact play. Peyton Pritchard drives the lane, pull-up baseline leaner with one. He made it, and that'll send us to the second quarter with the Celtics leading the Knicks 36-20.
Peyton Pritchard is very familiar with the late end of quarter, end of half shots and heroics, so he's in rhythm. Look, you knew that the Celtics were not going to continue to shoot 25% from 3. In fact, in this one, they're shooting 6 of 7 from the three-point line. Now, you hope that cools down between just the shooting percentages in this particular series and the Knicks defense through the next 3 quarters. For the Knicks, though, they're just 1 of 7 from 3, and this is why the three-point line is a key. You talked about wanting to see both teams put their best foot forward. Less than 30% from 3 for the Knicks is not a representative of their best foot forward.
They're shooting 38% from 3 in the series. They're down 16 after 1 quarter in Game 3 as the Celtics look to avoid an 0-3 hole in the Eastern Conference semifinals. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Spring has finally arrived, and if you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with our Spring Fling sale. We're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2025 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by our certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And we're including a comprehensive service plan for the first 5 years with annual system checks to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County. Call Sloman's at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Postseason dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Whoa, take it easy there. There's a better way to NBA. All playoffs long.
Wait, really?
With the NBA app, you get real-time stats and scores for every playoff matchup. Witness playoff drama as it unfolds.
Seriously?
Catch every bucket all in one place, all for free.
Where have you been all my life?
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
16-point lead for the Celtics as we begin the second quarter in Game 3. Bodega Cat Whiskey, a deliciously smooth rye whiskey founded by Mark Norman and Sam Morrill. Get 10% off your first order with promo code New York at bodegacatwhiskey.com or grab a bottle at some good wine in Manhattan. Knicks come out of the first quarter break with McBride, Payne, Bridges, Hart, and Robinson. Of course, it's much harder to hack a Mitch when you don't have any team fouls. And Monica mentioned the strategy the Knicks employed in Game 2. They just subbed out Robinson once the Celtics no longer had a foul to give. And it's Boston ball from left to right. They've got Jrue Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Al Horford, and Luke Cornett. The Knicks dominated Horford and Cornett on Wednesday with their double big lineup, but Karl-Anthony Towns has 2 fouls. This crowd is subdued. They want to make some noise, but they haven't had a chance as Pritchard misses a step-back left wing 3. Horford went over Hart's back and missed a putback, but then Cornett tipped it in. It was off the cylinder, apparently. So 2 more offensive rebounds for the Celtics, and they lead it by 18. You're going to need a big kind of spark quarter from Cam Payne, who sets up Bridges' right wing. Screen on the left from Robinson, pick and roll. Kick out to Payne, dropped the left wing pass, but he picked it back up before Holiday could take it away. 6 to shoot. Payne, top of the key, drives to the right side of the paint strip by Brown. Got it back. Floater up and in off the front rim and down. Cam Payne gets a bucket. It's a 16-point game.
You asked for the spark. You seem to have gotten it.
I was thinking more 7 left wing threes.
I get it. I totally get it.
Peyton Pritchard at midcourt, defended by Deuce McBride, 2 of the best 6 men in the NBA. Only one has the award, though. Brown backing down the smaller Payne, middle of the lane, drives inside, met by Robinson, missed a tough shot, rebound out of bounds, and the shot clock sounds. 24-second violation on Boston. Knicks ball down by 16, 10:43 to go in the second.
That was really great team defense, and I think it's worth a call out. Cameron Payne and Deuce McBride both give up some size to Jaylen Brown. Peyton Pritchard is a better matchup for those guys, but Brown is basically going at either one of them. And so when he attacked with his left hand, Mitchell Robinson did a great job of being that help side defense in the paint.
Payne to Robinson. Pick and roll, right wing 3. Payne missed it. Rebound, Mitch, pump fake, dribble, and he gets wrapped up by Cornett. He threw the ball up after getting tackled. This is a rarity. The Celtics are asking for a shooting foul. The Knicks would rather it's not, but it will be 2 free throws for Mitchell Robinson, who is 0 for 4 so far today.
I really wish he wouldn't step to the line till it's time to shoot the free throws.
I really wish he had an airballed his last one and then crouched with his head between his knees. The vibes are not immaculate in these moments, but Knicks fans willing Mitch to a swish. At the basket to our left, he'll take 3 dribbles, lines up his 5th free throw, and he misses his 5th free throw off the back rim.
All right, well, I'll take the back rim. That's a little bit of progress from the air ball.
Yep.
He's got to take the pressure off himself, step back off that line.
You think that's all it takes?
No, but it helps, right? Like, I was a great free throw shooter.
77% for your career at Georgetown.
I don't stand on the line.
Robinson, line drives the second one home, and that's the largest pop we've heard from the crowd today. It's a 15-point game. Well, that swings some momentum back New York's way. Brown, high side wing, marked by Bridges, screen from Holiday. In comes Payne, tried to strip it, but couldn't. Brown down the lane, lost the handle, got it back, right elbow, kick out to the top of the key for Holiday. Step back, left point 3 over McBride, short. Rebound secured by Payne. Ahead to Hart, catches and got trucked by Brown across midcourt. And Jaylen Brown just picked up his 2nd foul. Remember, Josh Hart had to go to the locker room with an apparent injury in the first quarter, so that couldn't have felt very good. The Knicks will side out, down 15, 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
With this lineup in particular, there's more ball movement in the half court, and there's more actions, which I think is a good thing, because remember, the Celtics defense is one of the best we've seen all season.
Near corner, McBride, marked by Pritchard, steps back, keeps his dribble, screen from Mature, or Robinson rather, and he nails a left elbow jump shot to bring the Knicks back within 13. Celtics have led by as many as 18. Holiday backs down Payne, near side block, steps in, kick out, right wing 3 from Brown, very short, put off Robinson's hand, block Cornett on the putback with a call for his 3rd foul. And Cornett will get to the free throw line. That's just bad luck because Brown airballed the 3. It went straight off of Robinson's hand underneath the hoop.
That is a really unfortunate bounce if you're rooting for the Knicks. And if you look on this block out, Kornet has a handful of Robinson's jersey.
Sure does. Wow. Now, the proximate foul ruling on replay reviews usually reserved for a tip out of bounds call, but I think that kind of all happened in the same rhythm of the play, as there was an absolute magnet on the free throw basket for the Celtics. They're 9 of 9. We've seen the Knicks go in and out half a dozen times at least, and they keep dropping in for Boston as Mitchell Robinson will check out in favor of Karl-Anthony Towns.
Now, Karl-Anthony Towns obviously brings you an additional dimension as far as his ability to shoot threes as Kornet knocks down the second free throw. He also has 2 fouls, though, so that's something that he's going to have to be mindful of as he's defending these Celtics.
And Robinson has 3. That's part of why he's sitting out right now. 40-25 Boston, 9.5 to go in the second. Bridges from right to left, pull-up jumper, blocked from behind to the foul line by Brown. Loose ball came to Holiday, and he's tripped up at midcourt by Campaign. Celtics won a transition take foul, but if they're going to call that, they should have given one to the Knicks when Brown knocked over Hart at midcourt a few possessions ago. And they will inbound from the far sideline.
Cameron Payne is absolutely going after the ball there.
Holiday will inbound. 2 points in 8 minutes for him. He's got a black wrap on his right leg. Missed the last 3 games of round 1 against Orlando with a right hamstring strain. Brown top of the arc, right side screen from Kornet. Rejecting it for now, and he will drive left elbow on the other side. But he's stopped by Bridges, 9 to shoot, still posting him up, pulls up for a tough 2. Very short, but the rebound comes right back to him. Floater is off the back rim and in. Another fortunate bounce for Boston.
Well, the small detail is Mikal Bridges pulling his hands away so he's not called for a foul, and he wasn't in position to go get a rebound.
Hart got blocked at the rim by Kornet. Holiday races ahead from left to right. Bumped from behind by Hart, top of the key, fights through it, finds Horford inside, and he banks home a wide open layup. 19-point lead for Boston. They're ballooning it toward 20 a lot earlier than previously scheduled, with 8:53 to go in the second quarter. Timeout, Josh Hart. Knicks down 44-25. Just over 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter of Game 3. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
To win the NBA Finals, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 6 locations, including Americana Manhasset and the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by. You'll get the Michael K. treatment.
Spring has finally arrived, and if you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with our Spring Fling sale. We're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2025 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by our certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And we're including a comprehensive service plan for the first 5 years with annual system checks to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County. Call Sloman's at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. Celtics started 6 of 7 from three-point range. They've missed 3 in a row, but they've been able to extend their lead to a game-high 19. It's 44-25 Boston with 8:50 remaining in the second quarter of Game 3. A tall order for the Knicks to try to win 3 consecutive games against the defending champs. Boston has not lost 3 straight games in 2 years. You'd have to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2023 when the Miami Heat took each of the first 3 games. Then they lost the next 3, and partly because of a Jayson Tatum ankle turn in Game 7, the Heat survived before losing in the NBA Finals to the Denver Nuggets. Patrick Ewing trying to get the fans fired up here at MSG. New York will send McBride, Payne, Bridges, Hart, and Towns onto the floor. Towns has 2 fouls. While the Celtics go with Pritchard, Holiday, Tatum, Horford, and Cornette.
So one of the big things tonight, yes, the Celtics three-point shooting is huge, but the stark contrast that exists between their three-point shooting and the Knicks being 1 of 8 from 3 so far in this ball game is a big contributor to why you're looking at a 19-point deficit.
McBride, top of the arc, gets a screen from Hart to get to the right wing, defended by Pritchard. Trying to set up Towns against Horford, but he's forced all the way outside the arc. Top of the key now, Bridges, pick and pop with Hart. Bridges in the lane, net by Cornette. Pump fake on the far side, mid-range, and then traveled. He tried his fade away, but Cornette contested, and Bridges came back down before he could pass off to Hart. The Knicks turn it over for the 3rd time. They have forced 3 turnovers as Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby are set to check in.
That is Mikal Bridges' 2nd turnover, and I won't say that 7'2" is sneaky in terms of Luke Cornette, but I think Mikal Bridges was caught in no man's land in terms of whether he was going to attempt to use his speed to beat Cornette or just shoot over him, and then ultimately turns the ball over because of the indecision.
Well, the Celtics have learned 2 games in, 90% of the time he is not going to the basket. He's going to pull up for 2. Tatum pick and slip with Holiday, catches at the foul line, finds Pritchard right wing 3, back rim, tipped by Bridges, picked up by Towns, who's grabbing his midsection. Maybe a finger jam there. Comes to Towns, top of the arc, trailer 3, short. Rebound to Horford.
I think Towns was a step out, and he had enough time to take the additional step.
Something's hurting him, though. Horford right corner, Pritchard right wing, another catch and shoot 3, and another make for Peyton Pritchard. He's 2 for 5 from downtown. It's the largest lead of the series for Boston, 47-25. 7:49 to go in the second quarter. Brown and Porzingis will check in, and the Garden's gone quiet. Have not had much to cheer about aside from a Mitchell Robinson free throw here this afternoon. Towns left wing, marked by a Horford between the leg dribble, gets to the near elbow. Several between the legs bounces. In the lane, righty floater, good and 1. Well, Karl-Anthony Towns with a team-high 8, and he's grabbing his fingers again as he's made it a 20-point game with a free throw to come. And I can't think of a single thing that hasn't gone Boston's way in the opening quarter and a half of Game 3.
Well, hopefully, as far as the Knicks are concerned, whatever Karl-Anthony Towns is acknowledging by grabbing at his waist and his hand, I can't tell which hand, hopefully he's able to pay through it. It looks like it's going to be his left hand. 7:31 until halftime. If he's the guy that can help the Knicks get back into the scoring column, as we just saw in this and 1 play, then he's probably going to have to push through that and get it dealt with at halftime.
Starting 5 on the floor now for Tom Thibodeau. Brunson played the entire first quarter, 6 points, 2 assists. Towns rolls in the free throw. He's 2 for 3 from the stripe. 19-point Celtic lead, 7.5 to go in the second. If the Knicks do it again, Adam Silver should just determine the series over. Holiday, top of the key, marked by Anunoby, gets a hand in there, tipped it away from Tatum, who batted it out of bounds, far sideline. And the Knicks will take over, trying to overcome another 20-point deficit against the Celtics, and today it got up to 22.
You mentioned the steals that OG Anunoby had in Game 2. 4 steals for him. His presence on the defensive end in the series has been huge.
Brunson gets Holiday at midcourt. Very high ball screen from Hart on the left side. Porzingis switches on to Brunson. Snatch back dribble, slip pass to Hart. Layup in the lane. Good off glass. Good contest as well from Brown, but it didn't matter. 17-point game.
When the ball moves or there's action, the Knicks have a better percentage of opportunity to score. Josh Hart, this is incredible body control finishing over Jaylen Brown, but it's the action with Jalen Brunson on the left wing, the switch or the brief trap basically on that screen action, and he's able to thread that ball to Josh Hart. The Knicks have to do more moving in the half court, and yes, they're going to have to hit some threes.
Well, it was a 22-point Boston lead, but if there's any team in the NBA that has reason to believe they're not out of it, it's the New York Knicks. It's now 47-30 Boston with 6:57 to go before halftime. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSD Radio Network.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
You can count on your friends at Ridgewood Savings Bank to show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and a century-long tradition of award-winning service. Ridgewood is the financial partner you can count on today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Whether you prefer to bank at your local neighborhood branch, from home, or on the go, they're always here to help you reach your goals. Let your friends at Ridgewood be the full-service banking partner you can count on to support you in your financial journey. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
If you think with your stomach, it's time to listen to your ears. Smashburger is calling you, sizzling for you, smashing 100% Angus beef patties all for you. The burgers are hot, the milkshakes are cold, the fries are crisp, and the next order up should and could be calling your name. But only if you listen to me, and your stomach, and your heart. Find the nearest Smashburger at smashburger.com.
47-30, the Knicks are back within 17 thanks to a 5-0 run following a 9-0 burst from the Celtics. Get to your local Verizon store today to trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get a great deal on a new 5G phone with Unlimited Ultimate, which I have in my hand right now, Monica.
You are so thrilled.
It's a sparkling new iPhone 16, and I'm sure it's got some great features.
We got to use your phone for pictures.
That's a heavy responsibility that I'm willing to take on. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Karl-Anthony Towns, the 5 on the floor. So the starting 5 for the Knicks against Pritchard, Holiday, Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis.
I tried to offer formulas when the game looked similar in both games 1 and 2, and I don't know that either of my formulas came to fruition. Although, if this thing is more reasonable, 10-12 by halftime, I think you feel pretty good.
The only noticeable adjustment for me anyway from Joe Mazzulla is more Peyton Pritchard minutes as Tatum finds Holiday right wing, steps through a double team, zips a pass to a cutting Brown, right side floater, no, rebound off of Porzingis' fingertips, saved by Brown momentarily far sideline, but it winds up out of bounds on that far end. The Knicks will take over, down 17 with 6.5 to go before halftime. Holiday comes out and Derrick White comes in.
That is a good defensive possession by the Knicks. Scrambling, reacting. You would like them to come up with a clean defensive rebound. They get a fortuitous bounce and some home cooking in that it goes out of bounds with Jaylen Brown.
A lot of offensive rebounds on both ends already. 8 for Boston, 6 for New York. Brunson left elbow, right hand dribble between his legs, picked up by White. Crossover again, now post him up. 1-on-1 in the lane, kick out to Hart. Hesitates on the far corner 3, now launches and misses. Towns soars in and gets a tip in. They're going to wave it off though. That was apparently in the cylinder. From our angle, no way to tell. Look at the video board here. No, I don't think so.
That's not in the cylinder.
I think they got that wrong. Tough one for Towns. And the Knicks still down by 17. 6:05 to go in the first half.
I think that was a missed challenge opportunity by the Knicks.
Porzingis misses a right wing 3. Towns gets the rebound. And unlike a lot of other moments on close calls, the refs did not delay the inbound.
Not at all.
Give the Knicks a look. A lot going right for Boston here today. Hart in the paint, right-hand layup, rejected by Porzingis. Hart went into two big men down low. On the other end, a wide-open layup for Derrick White. It's a 19-point Boston lead, 5:40 left in the second quarter.
Peyton Pritchard is picking up Jalen Brunson the full length of the floor. We started the ballgame with Derrick White showing a similar defensive intensity on Brunson.
Two undersized number 11s going stride for stride up the Garden floor. Right wing Brunson hesitates, drives to the far side mid-post, pump fake, baseline leaner, banked it in and one. Pritchard didn't look like he did much of anything. Maybe a makeup call there from Justin Van Dyne after deleting two deserved points off the board for the Knicks.
Negative. Pritchard jumps enough that he jumps into Brunson on this shot. That is a foul.
49-32, Boston leads New York. 17-point game with 5:22 to go in the second quarter. At the very least, the Knicks' two-point shooting has picked up a bit, but they've missed 8 of their 9 three-pointers. Foul shot for Brunson rattles in. So it's a 16-point game again. Derrick White 4 for 5 from the field, 9 points, behind only Peyton Pritchard with a game-high 10. Tatum all the way back at midcourt. Long left wing three over Anunoby, perfect. Jayson Tatum has woken up. He's 3 of 3 from downtown.
And he is absolutely sending a message on the types of threes that he's taking in this one.
Backdoor cut, Brunson. Layup is blocked by White off the backboard. Tipped out to Bridges by a Hart. Bridges hesitates at the foul line, dribbles near side mid-post, pull up 2, short. 52-33, Celtics with a 19-point lead. 4:45 to go in the second. People love hating on Jayson Tatum. And it seems like it just stokes the flames. Porzingis finds a wide open Pritchard in the right corner, and he splashes home a 3. And the Celtics have a 22-point lead again.
Second chance points are also very important in this one, as the Celtics have 12 second chance points and the Knicks have just 3.
Brunson short rim to left wing 3, long rebound gathered by Towns, good hustle play, tiptoes along the near sideline, and then Porzingis reached in and fouled Hart on an entry pass, which will send Hart to the free throw line. The Knicks are in the bonus.
That's important though, because it's also Porzingis' third. I'm not sure why he's so demonstrative about this call.
Definitely some contact there. Porzingis 0 for 1 from the field in 9 minutes, but he's blocked a shot, dished out 2 assists, and he's made all 4 of his free throws, but he'll come out now for Al Horford. Hart, who hesitated on a wide open 3 his last time with the ball in his hand, will get 2 free throws at the basket to our left. 55-33 Boston with 4:15 to go in the second. First free throw is good.
Now the Knicks should bear in mind that they are in the bonus the rest of the way. They have every reason to be aggressive, to use pump fakes. Yes, this is a stout defensive unit. This is why pump fakes are much more important. Pass fakes as well.
Hart bends the knees and hits both free throws. It is a 20-point game again. The comfort zone, if you will, for the Knicks in the second round series. 55-35 Boston, 4:10 to go before halftime. Pritchard finds Brown near side angle, jab step on Hart, rip through move and a baseline drive, takes him to the rim, pump fake, and he hits a tough layup through some contact.
That was a really tough layup.
22-point lead again.
I wonder if Tom Thibodeau would consider Payne or McBride to help move this thing along a little faster.
Brown's got 11 points. It's Pritchard with the game-high 13. Towns powers into the lane. Missed a wild layup around Horford. Rebound snatched away by Brown, but poked away from behind by Hart. And Anunoby finds Hart at the foul line. Knicks a little disjointed here. They'll hand it to Towns at the circle. Turnaround jumper. Rattles in. And Karl-Anthony Towns has 11 points. First Knick in double figures. 20-point game again. 3:20 left in the second. Peyton Pritchard left wing. Puts a hip into Brunson. Entry pass to Brown, far side block, met by Bridges. Backs him down, poked away, got it back. 3 to shoot. Brown, elbow jumper, left side, short. Rebound Towns, took it away from White. Outlet to Brunson from right to left with 3 to go before the halftime break. Pump fake to right wing 3, now he takes it, and he makes it. 17-point game.
Chop wood, carry water. The Knicks have to continue to be steady. They need to come up with defensive rebounds like they just did and be able to get quality looks.
Tatum for 3 straight on. Got another one. Anunoby and Towns talking to each other. Anunoby's telling Towns to get up on the Tatum three, which is a great idea. He's 4 for 4. It's a 20-point game again. A whistle and a foul on the offensive end. Hart, a moving screen on Horford. And the Celtics will take over up by 20, 2.5 to go in the first half.
So it is so important, again, and we talked about this in Boston when the Knicks were down. You got to close ranks, right? It's not the time to start pointing fingers and blaming one another. It's the time to work closer together.
Tatum loves the real garden. 40 points here in February, 32 in the game-tying 3 in April. And now a loose ball foul going to be called on a scramble play toward that far sideline.
On Jayson Tatum, it looks like.
So Tatum will pick up his second, and it looked like he fouled Josh Hart. Yeah, he threw him into the Celtic bench as they were racing for a loose ball that Tatum dribbled off his foot. So Hart will get 2 more free throws.
For as well as the Celtics are shooting in this one, and yes, that's a huge part of the ball game.
Are you going to say they're only up by 20?
I wasn't going to say that. I mean, yes, because based on the first 2 games, that's not cause for too much alarm.
The Knicks got them right where they want them.
Yeah, let's go with that. But I would say that there are still moments that are giving the Knicks life.
Yes.
Is what I want to get to.
Hart's first free throw, straight through the rim. It's a 19-point game, and I'll add to it. Celtics are lights out. The Knicks are 2 of 11 from downtown. They shot 38% from downtown to begin the series.
We set up our pregame show, LT, talking about how the Knicks actually have not played their best basketball yet. Now, we could get into why that is if you want to give the Celtics defense credit, which I think is fair.
But nobody gives the Knicks defense credit when talking about the Celtics struggle.
Bingo.
Hart makes both foul shots. That has given the Knicks some life. He's 4 of 4 from the stripe. 18-point game, 2:10 to go before the break. Tatum up top. Around to Horford's screen, pick and pop. Horford top of the key 3. That's Celtics basketball. He nails a wide open triple. They're 11 of 17 from downtown. It's a 21-point lead again. Final 2 minutes of the opening half. Brunson at midcourt. He's got 12 points. And he threw it away. Trying to find Anunoby around his screen. Anunoby sags his shoulders. Celtics take advantage with a transition break and a lefty layup by Tatum. The largest lead for Boston, 65-42.
I will say I think this is the first time in this series that I've questioned some of the Knicks' body language because they've always been in it so far.
Inside Hart, 2-hand jam on a pick and slip. Great one-hand pass from Jalen Brunson from the far corner into the lane. 21-point Boston lead. Derrick White, high side arc, backing down Brunson. Far corner now, picked up his dribble, finds Horford up top. Now to Tatum, right wing, defended by Towns. Backs up beyond the arc. Sidestep 3 usually comes. Well, here it is, but it's an air ball. Saved by White along the right baseline. Knicks thought he stepped on the baseline. He didn't. And Jaylen Brown rainbows in a mid-range jumper with the final minute of this second quarter.
That's the kind of play where it just seems to be the Celtics afternoon.
Sure has been. They lead by 23. 23 minutes into the game. Brunson up top to the right elbow. Half spin, gets to the baseline, met by Tatum. Up top for Bridges, catches, drives, kicks to Hart, off his right fingertips, got it back, dribbles across the lane, poked loose by Brown, hands to Anunoby, who gets a clear left side baseline drive, met by a Horford, no foul, ball came loose, rebound, Towns, put back is good. He got tackled by Tatum, but no call. It would have been Tatum's third foul, but no luck. It's a 21-point game again.
There is so much contact happening at the rim on Knicks penetration or rebounds.
Celtics have been called for 13 fouls already, just 9 for New York. Pritchard, 20 to shoot, 30 to play. Brown, pump fake right wing 3. Then he launches the triple and cans it. Brown was 3 of 17 from downtown in the series. He's made 2 of 3 today. And the Celtics lead by 24. Half a minute left in the second quarter. Brunson surrounded in the paint by Celtics. Turns, shoots, misses off glass. Long rebound collected on the far sideline by Pritchard. Shot clock is off. And Pritchard races across midcourt to slow things down. Tatum and Brown have 30 combined points. Knicks have 46. They're down 70-46. 10 seconds to go in this first half. Brown left wing defended by Towns. Down the lane, got fouled and missed a right-hand layup. But on the final play of the second quarter, Towns picks up his third personal, and Brown will get 2 free throws.
I'm sure Karl-Anthony Towns was aware of the time and score. It looked to me initially like he was trying to get out of the way. Of course, when you watch things back in slow-mo, you can see where the contact on his right side to Jaylen Brown's left side could warrant a whistle.
Celtics are a perfect 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Knicks are 10 of 17. With 5 of those misses coming from Mitchell Robinson. First foul shot rims out on Brown. We get Jrue Holiday into the game for Jayson Tatum. He's had some playoff stinkers in his career, but for whatever reason, a lot of fans like to point at those and ignore some of his incredible playoff performances. 50 points in Game 7 against Philly 2 years ago. And this was nothing the Knicks could have done about it. Pretty predictable breakout performance for Tatum. 4 of 5 from downtown in the first half. Now Brown had 17 points in the first half on Wednesday, but then just 3 the rest of the way. As he gets yet another kind roll on a foul shot. 71-46 Boston, 3 seconds left before halftime. Hart runs the baseline. He will chuck it all the way to Towns, who catches Leitner style, launches a 3 at the horn. He thought he got fouled by Holiday. He missed the shot. Apparently no foul.
There's a whistle.
Let's see. Holiday thought he got kicked by Towns. Benches are emptying to go to their respective locker rooms, so no call.
Okay, not a whistle.
Pat O'Keefe. Yeoman's work for our good friend on the other side of the break. 71-46. The Celtics lead the Knicks. The champs have answered back with quite a counterpunch. Replay shows there was a lot of contact on that missed Towns 3, but a brutal first half comes to an end for New York here in Game 3. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
The National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Hey basketball fans, ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
New York Presbyterian gives you the healthcare choices you want, like over 450 locations in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Westchester. Virtual care that lets you connect with us digitally. World-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine, and Health Matters, an online source for the latest health and wellness topics and tips. Experience extraordinary healthcare when and where you need it. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Restrictions apply.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Inc., New York, New York.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS. Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
This is the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. Now, here's Pat O'Keefe.
It is halftime here at Madison Square Garden, and in a series in which the Knicks have come back on multiple times from 20-point deficits, they currently find themselves in their largest deficit of 71-46. Knicks trailing by 25 at the break as we welcome you in to the New York Knicks halftime report brought to you by Spectrum. It was a slow start for the Knicks. Once again, they did not have a lead in the first half of this game as the Celtics jumped out early and have continued to extend their lead throughout the first half. The biggest reason is the three-point shooting, and that's been a big topic of conversation after the first two games. Game one, the Celtics attempted 63 pointers. They only made 15 of them, a 25% clip. In game number two, they attempted 43s, and they only made 10 of them. Once again, a 25% clip. Game number three, though, they're 12 for 19 from downtown, making 63% of them so far. Jayson Tatum leading the way. He took the brunt of the criticism after game two, most notably because he turned the ball over in the closing seconds when the Celtics had a chance to win the game on the final possession. But Tatum has come into the Garden and come out with a vengeance. His two games at the Garden during the regular season, he was fantastic. Same deal again tonight. He's got 14 points. He's 4 for 5 from downtown. His fellow All-Star teammate Jaylen Brown has 17 points and is 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. In the first half of game number one, the Celtics shot 5 for 23 on threes. In game two, they were 5 for 21. And again, so far today, they are 12 for 19. So 71-46 is the halftime score. Knicks trailing by 25 points. Who's leading the way for the Knicks? Well, that leads us to the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger.
Cross midcourt, Brunson from right to left. He'll drive to the foul line, spins on White. Left block, spins again. Kick out to Achua, far corner. He'll get it to Anunoby up top. Right elbow inside to Towns, and an uncontested two-hand jam. Great find from OG. It's a 13-point game.
They are bottling up Karl-Anthony Towns inside, but he still has a team-high 13 points, also 6 rebounds. Towns is 1 for 3 from downtown. He hit a massive three-pointer from 5 or 6 feet beyond the three-point line. He's leading the way with 13. Jalen Brunson has 12. They have combined for 25 of the 46 Knicks points so far. That was the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger. With locations throughout the New York City area, Smashburger is ready to greet you with a variety of smash-to-order burgers, fries and sides, milkshakes, and more. To find your nearest location or to place an order today, visit smashburger.com. Outside of Towns and Brunson, Josh Hart has 8 points. OG Anunoby is scoreless, only 1 rebound and 1 assist to go along with that. He has missed all 3 of his field goal attempts, and he's 0 for 1 from downtown. Anunoby really hasn't been a part of the offense. Mikal Bridges either. He missed some of his early shots, and he has 4 points. Off the bench, the Knicks have 9 points from their reserves compared to 21 from Boston's, as Peyton Pritchard is the third Celtic in double figures with 13 points. He's 3 for 6 on threes. As mentioned, Tatum is 4 for 5. Brown's 2 for 3. Horford has hit both of his three-point attempts, and Derrick White hit his only one. So the Knicks in the first half on the boards, being out-rebounded 24-19, just 8 assists for the Knicks on their 17 made field goals. 4 of those assists courtesy of Jalen Brunson. Rep the orange and blue with the latest pieces from the Knicks playoff collection. Head to Knicks.com to shop now. So do the Knicks have a run in them? Normally you would look at a 25-point halftime deficit and think that the Knicks are in trouble. Well, so far this series, they have proven they've been able to overcome large deficits. Not this large, but 20 points, obviously, in game number one, down by 20 with 5:45 to go in the third quarter. In game number two, down by 20 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Knicks started to chip away at those deficits, got it close and manageable in the fourth quarter. And when the game has been close in the fourth quarter, down the stretch, when execution is paramount, the Knicks have been the better team. So that would be the formula for coming back and doing so once again this afternoon. Other areas in the box score, the Knicks have done a decent job taking care of the basketball. Just 6 turnovers. Foul trouble for both teams. You have 3 for Mitchell Robinson and 3 for Karl-Anthony Towns. And in fact, on that final 3-point attempt of the second quarter, The Knicks contingent was complaining about a foul against Jrue Holiday, and the Celtics contingent, including Holiday and assistant coach Sam Cassell, was complaining that Towns kicked out his leg and should have been called for an offensive foul. Fortunately for the Knicks, he wasn't, because that would have been his 4th personal foul. Foul trouble for the Celtics. Kristaps Porzingis has 3. A host of Boston players have 2, including Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, Jrue Holiday, and Peyton Pritchard. As a team, the Celtics are shooting just under 55% from the field, and they're 63% from downtown, and they've only attempted 19 three-pointers, and that's below their attempts, their pace of attempts in the first 2 games. Again, game 1 they attempted 60, and in game number 2 they attempted 40. So the third quarter, the beginnings of the third quarters have not been overly kind for the Knicks in this series. The ends of the third quarters certainly have been. That's usually when the Knicks have clicked it into high gear, setting themselves up to get close, keep it close, and execute in the closing minutes of the fourth quarter of these games. Stay in the know about all things postseason on our Playoff Hub. For purchasing tickets to our Crosstown Express schedule and more, head to Knicks.com/playoffs. So this is the first game of this series at Madison Square Garden. Of course, the Knicks and the Celtics will be right back at here on Monday night for game number 4. Where will the series be at that point? Again, the Knicks lead the series 2-0, but they trail by 25 at the half of game number 3. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is ESPN New York, WHSQ, WCBS-FM HD2, and WEPN New York.
Pat O'Keefe back with you at Madison Square Garden on the New York Knicks halftime report. The Knicks trail the Celtics 71-46. Now, during the regular season, in the 4 games that the Celtics won and swept from the Knicks, they outscored the Knicks by an average of 39 points per game in those 4 victories. That wasn't the case in Game 1 or Game 2, but that trend has reappeared here in Game number 3, because in the first half, the Celtics have 36 points from beyond the three-point arc, and the Knicks have 6. They're 2 for 12 from downtown. Towns hit 1, Brunson hit 1, and that's it. So a 30-point advantage so far for the Celtics from beyond the arc. And that was the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum, a fast and reliable connection backed by a 100% U.S.-based workforce. So you get the best customer experience possible. Spectrum. Second half coming up from Madison Square Garden with Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt. Do the Knicks have a run in them? We shall see. I'll be back with you on the post-game show. Knicks trailing the Celtics at the break, 71-46. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and you're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. The second half is coming right up.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
To win the NBA Finals, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 6 locations, including Americana Manhasset and the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by. You'll get the Michael K. treatment.
Because growing a business keeps you on the go, we've got your bank. Because a steady cash flow is the lifeblood of your bottom line, we've got your bank. Because your workday simply doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, we've got your bank. Dime Community Bank gives you the digital tools you need to simplify your business banking, even deposit checks, anytime from anywhere. And we back our technology with a team that's always there, wherever business takes you. Visit dime.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window and Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window and Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window and Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window and Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Second half about to begin here at Madison Square Garden. Now, Ian Begley from SNY had reported after Game 2, quote, "There was no party in the Knicks locker room at TD Garden after that thrilling win. Instead, the Knicks sounded like a team that knew it needed to play better to finish off the defending champs. And there's been a lot of room to improve even with the first 2 wins for New York. You've had Jaylen Brunson shooting 36% overall. Mikal Bridges seemed to find his shot again in the fourth quarter of Game 2. And Karl-Anthony Towns entered this game with just 2 3-point attempts in the entire series. So it felt like the ceiling could be a lot higher if the Knicks could just get back to their regular selves. Well, the Celtics have done that. They are on pace for 142 points. The Knicks, well, it's the same thing we saw on Wednesday. They are on pace for 92 points. They wound up winning Game 2 91-90, but it would appear they are no longer going to get whatever version of that Celtics offense we saw at TD Garden. And adjustments are in order as they trail by 25 at the halftime break of Game 3. With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Start of the second half is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. All right, Monica, what do you think?
Well, I think the thing that jumps out immediately is the three-point line, and for both reasons, the Celtics shooting so well from the line, but the Knicks shooting just 16% from the three-point line. Contrast that with 12 of 19, with 63% from the Celtics. And essentially, I don't want to say that's the entire story of the ball game, but even if the Knicks manage to hit 5 of those and can go 7 of 12, I'll take 60%, 6 of 12, that's a big punch in terms of the scoring.
Celtics ball to begin the second half, and the first few minutes will be interesting. Largest lead for either side in this series, 25-point advantage for Boston. Tatum up top, drives to the right elbow, sealed off by Towns. Will bring it back toward midcourt. Tatum, right point, crossing over between the legs dribble, passes out of a sidestep 3 and gets it to Jaylen Brown, who rainbows one short from the far corner. Rebound Brunson, man behind coming, Derrick White, and he realized it just in time. Gets it to Towns at the logo, dishes left to Bridges, catch and shoot 3, short from the wing. Mikal Bridges, his time has been in the fourth quarter in this series. So far, he's 2 for 6 today. Entry pass to Holiday, tipped from the paint to the far corner, and White nails a 3. What a play by Jrue Holiday. He slapped that ball in midair to an open shooter, and that makes it a 28-point lead for Boston.
This one is a little trickier than what we've seen in the first 2 games.
Brunson up top, three-pointer over Horford, short. And on the rebound, Karl-Anthony Towns got fouled, and he's grabbing his left hand again.
You just want these guys to continue to stay healthy. I mean, across the league, you want teams to be able to put their best lineups out and no one to get injured at any point in these series.
They got grabbed hard on a putback by Jrue Holiday. We have to assume it's the taped ring finger on his left hand. He's had that ever since the calendar turned to 2025. It is not the sprained thumb that he suffered in late January against the Pistons. That's on his right hand. Knicks down 28, 1 minute gone by in this third quarter.
So how do you attack this if you're the Knicks? We've heard Tibbs talk about defensive runs led by rebounding, getting stops, and then obviously you're going to have to score if you're going to chip into this lead. But I think the amount of open looks that the Celtics have gotten is probably a little concerning. At one point in the second quarter, both teams had gotten 10 open looks. The Celtics obviously had a much better percentage than the Knicks did at that point. They were 9 of 10 on their open threes. The Knicks were just 2 of 10.
Towns got the first free throw. Here comes the second at the basket to our right. It splashes through to make it 74-48. Celtics by 26. Tatum on the right wing, marked by Anunoby. Faces up, Trying to get Brown off the screen. He'll go to Holiday left wing instead. Three-pointer over Brunson is good. 77-48, a 29-point Boston lead. This is how they've treated most games this season, just making everything and then locking down on defense as Brown blocks Anunoby on a left wing triple. If it's not ugly already, it's in danger of getting there. Foul line spin move from White, ready layup, no, but a foul called on Brunson. 10:21 to go in the third. Fans still getting back to their seats from the restroom and concession stand. And you wonder if they'll have a chance to make any kind of significant noise for the rest of the game.
Well, I would just add this. While Jaylen Brown is leading the way with 17 points and Jayson Tatum has 14, Derrick White with 12, he's been really good defensively in this one. He's held the Knicks to 1 of 9 when he's been the primary defender. At least through the first half, that was the case. And so he's a guy that, to me, flies a little under the radar as an X factor, despite the tremendous year that he had.
White made the first free throw, so it's a 30-point Celtic lead. Second one is good. A game like today, which still has plenty of time left, maybe helps you further appreciate how remarkable the wins in Game 1 and Game 2 were for New York.
And if you go back to the regular season, those games included comebacks by the Knicks, at least in terms of closing the deficits. They were just unable to be the leading scorer at the end of the ballgame.
Tough floater is good from Brunson on the far side of the paint. Got it to go over White. 29-point game. 10 minutes left in the third. Fans not all that interested in chanting for defense here until the Knicks draw a little bit closer. Right side of the lane, White will drive. Picked up his dribble underneath, finds Brown, left wing, pump fake to get rid of Hart, reloads, and strong-armed it. It'll go all the way out of bounds off the back rim. And the Knicks will take over. John Stark steps up on his courtside seat asking for a traveling call, which was probably missed by the refs there.
I actually think Derrick White's toe was on the line as well from our vantage point.
Far corner, Bridges catches, attacks the paint, pull up from the foul line, front rim, backboard, good. Bridges finally gets a bounce, and it's 79-52.
We obviously don't have the privilege of hearing what the mic'd up sounds might be, but I'm sure the Celtics are certainly keyed in to the fact that they've given up 20-point leads. The Knicks just have to keep playing.
Right wing three for Tatum, wide open, but he missed it off the back rim, rebound Towns.
I do not expect them to shoot 63% in the second half from the three-point line.
Brunson spins on the left elbow, up top for a Hart on the left wing, now top of the key, Towns catch and shoot three, in and out. So you're saying if we got a mic'd up video of this game, the Celtics would be saying to each other, actually, hey guys, we were up by 20 in the first two games?
No, but I'm saying that I'm sure they are particularly mindful of that as they come into play in this second half.
Jaylen Brown missed a far corner three, and then White got a hand in on the rebound to foul Brunson from behind underneath the hoop. A few more whistles going the Knicks' way. That's not the reason that they're down by 27 with 8:43 to go in the third quarter, but it's a nice change of pace as Brunson gets a call.
When you have a large task in front of you, my mom once asked, and it's forever stuck with me, how do you eat an elephant little by little?
You make sure they're not endangered, and then you figure it out from there.
I mean, yes, that's a great approach.
Top of the arc is screened for Brunson by a Hart pick and slip. Hart catches and drives for a two-hand jam. And Joe Mazzulla's already halfway onto the court with a quick timeout.
And this is the timeout that I'm sure is reminding his team of what has happened previously and encouraging them not to let go of the rope in some variation of what I just said.
I'm imagining Derrick White on a mic'd up audio clip saying to Jayson Tatum, hey, JT, remember, we were up by 20. And Jayson Tatum going, oh, yeah, good point.
I think it probably goes more like, not again, let's stay focused, let's put them away.
Well, 31-point lead was the high water mark, or at least the Knicks hope that's it. They've got it down to 25 with 8:23 to go in this third quarter. It is Celtics 79, Knicks 54. Timeout Celtics will take it to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Hey Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Ready to level up your game time? Check out Chumba Casino. Non-stop fun and totally free to join. Enjoy online social casino games with new games added regularly. Play for your chance to win serious prizes and claim your daily login bonus. Whether you're at home or on the move, jump in and start playing today at ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, Delaware, Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
79-54, Celtics have led the whole way. 8:25 to go in the third quarter of Game 3. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the New York Knicks. Superior light beer. Joe Mazzulla just called the timeout as the Knicks had trimmed a 31-point deficit down to 25. Bridges finally got a jumper to go. Brunson hit one as well, and then Josh Hart on a pick and slip was able to convert on a two-hand jam. You're seeing a little bit more of offensive fluidity from the Knicks, but they need some of these jump shots to go down. They're 2 of 16 from 3. Well, the Celtics are at 56%. And with as many as they shoot, that's just too much to handle.
Yeah, and that really is the bottom line, what's happening at the three-point line so far in this ballgame. And I think I would give the Celtics credit defensively, but the near make, the nature of the shots that the Knicks have missed, the near make, so many have been down and out or danced around the rim.
It's been a frustrating day for sure. Brunson almost stole an entry pass to Tatum, but it's poked away from him from behind, and Tatum could reset far side mid-range, defended by Anunoby. Couple jab steps, pull up for 2, and the Knicks will let him do that all day as he misses short. Hart the rebound, motors ahead from left to right. Knicks in white, Celtics in green. Bridges catches left wing, looks around. It's a pick from Hart, top of the arc, pick and roll. Foul line pump fake, tough leaner, gets it to go. Knicks continue chipping away.
They're on an 8-0 run.
Now they're down by 23. Holiday in the paint, whips a pass to an open White, corner 3, got it.
The ball movement for the Celtics is spectacular. You got to give them their credit on that.
Of course, all of these comebacks have been predicated on historic shooting droughts for the Celtics. Just can't bank on that every game. But you never know. 26-point Boston lead. Anunoby scoreless so far. Left wing drives the lane and stuffs it with 2 hands as Horford stepped out of the way of a highlight. 82-58 Boston, 7:15 to go in the third.
These fans are very much clamoring for the Knicks to make a real run, but there's a lot of work to be done.
I think they've eaten the trunk of the elephant at this point. Not much more.
I see what you did there, sticking with the analogy here.
24-point Celtic lead. Tatum down the lane, kick out as Towns sealed him off, and the pass was swatted out of bounds by Anunoby into the Knicks bench with 4.5 seconds on the shot clock. That's the lesson I think fans have learned during this series. Just because Karl-Anthony Towns is one-on-one against a great scorer doesn't mean it's an automatic point.
Yeah.
Far sideline inbound from Tatum finds Brown, who spins away on the right wing from Bridges. He's blocked at the rim and then lost it out of bounds. Hart came over with the rejection. And the Knicks will take over, finally giving their fans a little bit of juice.
So you talked about this in Boston, how tense the crowd was. My hope would be that these fans here at the Garden understand that their energy can help energize their team. You got nothing to lose except another historic comeback opportunity potentially.
Brunson and Hart pick and roll up top. Brunson over dribbled and got stripped by White. Leak out past Tatum. Hits a righty layup and got fouled by Brunson.
If you're going to foul, it's got to be the no layup style foul that we saw from Jrue Holiday on Karl-Anthony Towns in the first few possessions of the ballgame.
Man, what a gift of a three-point swing, and of all people, it was Jalen Brunson.
Turnovers are certainly uncharacteristic for who he has been.
Wow, this is the quietest I've heard Madison Square Garden all year.
Wow, and some Celtics fans.
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
There's Knicks fans chanting overrated at Jayson Tatum. Right?
Yes.
There are some Celtics fans here.
I was like, wait a minute. I thought they were reacting to the foul.
We're calling Zach Zarba overrated. Tatum's free throw, perfect. So he's averaged 18 points across the first two games. He's got 17 right now. Brunson right wing. Knicks down 85-58. At the foul line, Bridges left elbow. Now dribbles in. Baseline leaner far side. Rattles it in. Bridges has found the range. He's got 10 points. 4 Knicks starters with at least 10. Anunoby stuck on 2.
This is going to be an obvious statement, but the Knicks can't simply exchange baskets, though. They got to really string together some stops here.
Open shooter Derrick White misses a near corner 3. Towns the rebound. 25-point Celtic lead. Bridges knifes inside on the break. Tried to kick it out to Hart. It was tipped right back to Bridges. Left elbow leaks inside. Right corner Anunoby now. Falls down on the defense from White. Ball came loose, poked out of bounds near sideline. It's Celtics ball. Al Horford pumps his fist. With a 25-point lead, halfway through the third, the Celtics will bring in Kristaps Porzingis, who has looked a little bit more like himself so far today.
I'm not sure where OG Anunoby is tonight. His head does not seem to be squarely into this ballgame.
Despite his great defense in Game 2, he only had 5 points in that one. Al Horford wide open left wing as Towns sagged down low, but the shot was bricked into the hands of Josh Hart.
But I think in Game 2, he wasn't detrimental. Tonight, I feel like he's almost been detrimental when he catches the ball offensively. Defensively, he's still been sound.
Brunson finds Hart wide open up top. Will take the 3, very short. He got a high five from Al Horford, but no call. Brown and alley-oop to Horford, and he rises with a two-hand jam. It's a 27-point Celtic lead. 87-60. You can't win a series in 2.5 quarters, but the Celtics have absolutely turned the tenor of the entire series. As Brunson couldn't draw a foul on a wild floater. Towns missed a putback and a phantom whistle here. I'm going to call a loose ball foul on Karl-Anthony Towns. I didn't see a foul on the Celtics. So yes, Towns pushed off on Tatum to create space for that rebound. And they're going to get Pritchard and Porzingis on. And Towns will come out for Mitchell Robinson. 87-60, Celtics with a 27-point lead. It's the 4th foul on Cat.
That's a big deal for Karl-Anthony Towns. Especially because tonight it does not seem that the run is coming with the fluidity that it did the 2 games in Boston.
Tatum at the foul line, whips a pass to a wide open Derrick White, left wing 3, short. I don't know if it's because our broadcast view in Boston is the worst in the league or if things are different, but the Celtics are getting a lot more wide-open three-point looks than I can remember from those first 2 games. As Anunoby misses a fadeaway from the near side mid-range, and Robinson couldn't tip it back in. It's out of bounds off of the Knicks. 4:34 to go in the third. It's 87-60 Boston.
Well, to that point, allegedly 48 of the 75 that they took in the first 2 games were wide open. They were just 12 of 48 on what is considered a wide-open 3, according to the advanced stats.
Tatum's turned it on here in the 3rd game, but then he pushed off on Robinson. They'll call him for an offensive foul. A lot of people say that Tatum pushes off with that hand on every single offensive play. I don't know if that's true, but they call him for the foul this time. It is his 3rd. He's got 17 points, tied with Brown and White for the game high. It's a delay of game on the Celtics. As Bridges will bring it across midcourt, trying to back down Pritchard 40 feet away from the hoop, and now will find Brunson. Near sideline marked by Jaylen Brown. Left side screen from Robinson. Top of the key, Brunson, pick and roll with Bridges. Forced to pass inside, it's out of his reach. And even Jalen Brunson doesn't quite have it here tonight. 27-point Celtic lead with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Those comebacks required a lot of the New York Knicks.
And a lot of Celtics misses.
And that is Brunson's 4th turnover tonight.
Brown near side arc. Dribbles to the top of the key. Picked up by Brunson. Snatch back dribble to get to the right wing between the legs. Bounce, hop step in the lane. Stops, pulls up for 2. Nails it. Jaylen Brown, the game high 19. He's the only player in the series who had 20 points in each of the first 2 games, and he's on his way to another 20-piece. 29-point Celtic lead. Brunson successfully draws a foul on Derrick White, stopping quickly around his screen, and he ran into him at the top of the circle. Missed the shot, but 2 free throws for Brunson. With 3:26 to go in the third quarter.
This break and play at the free throw line, I'm sure, is very welcome for the Knicks, who look tired. And I'm sure it is particularly deflating as the Celtics continue to rattle off shot after shot, shooting 50% from the field and 51% from 3.
At the basket, 2 all right. Jalen Brunson will take his 3rd and 4th free throws. He makes the first, as Deuce McBride will check in for Mikal Bridges. Bridges with 10, Hart with 10, and 15 apiece for Brunson and Towns. And maybe it's oversimplifying it, but the Knicks offense has been exactly the same as it was in games 1 and 2, but the Celtics defense has returned to form. They're not going to get a low-scoring Knick win. They're going to have to ramp up the offense and come back and match the Celtics onslaught, as they've made over half of their 29 three-pointers. Brunson missed the second free throw, so it's a 28-point Boston lead, and then Brunson reaches in and fouls Brown, who's on his back at the midcourt logo. Tom Thibodeau has never waved a white flag in his life. But it'll be interesting to see how close the Knicks need to keep this game in order to keep their regulars on the floor.
That will be a wrinkle that obviously has carryover implications into Game 4, which will be here on Monday night.
Jaylen Brown steps to the left elbow, hangs in the air, and rifled it out of bounds. He and Derrick White were not on the same page. The Celtics still upset about a turnover with a 29-point or 28-point lead, as their intensity obviously has picked up after dropping the first 2 games at home. Brunson turns the corner on Pritchard, got bumped, threw up a floater, and it spins out. I've seen Jalen Brunson make that shot 400 times this year, but he did not get there all that time. And 2 foul shots coming up on the other side of the break. It's Celtics 89, Knicks 61. In a disappointing Game 3 of the second round of the Eastern Conference semifinals. 2:58 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior like beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Jalen Brunson. I'll be driving in my games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me the all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing too. Just mention that I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory, great deals, and all new and used vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Jalen sent you.
Because growing a business keeps you on the go, we've got your bank. Because a steady cash flow is the lifeblood of your bottom line, we've got your bank. Because your workday simply doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, we've got your bank. Dime Community Bank gives you the digital tools you need to simplify your business banking, even deposit checks, anytime from anywhere. And we back our technology with a team that's always there, wherever business takes you. Visit Dime.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
89-61, a statement so far in Game 3 from the Celtics. They are 15 of 29 from downtown after shooting 25% in the first 2 games. And maybe the stat of the day is from the three-point line. The Celtics are outscoring the Knicks 45-6 Knicks are 2 of 17 from 3. A nice crowd pop for Bad Bunny himself. It's a star-studded celebrity row here at MSG, but unfortunately, it has been all Celtics. 2:58 to go in the third. I've come up with a silver lining, Monica.
Tell me.
We knew the offensive resurgence was going to come from Boston. We're still waiting for it from the Knicks. And the way Boston's been scoring today, I don't know if any kind of Knicks performance would have caught up to them, and they still could. But you didn't waste a great Knicks offensive game in what looks to potentially be a losing effort. You can still look to game 4 for this offense to wake up.
Okay, I'll take that look.
Yeah?
One of the conversations coming into this was whether or not this was a must-win for the Knicks. I don't know that I necessarily subscribe to that.
It better not be.
But I did think that Boston was eventually going to return to themselves and they would not continue to shoot 25% from the three-point line. I'm with you in that now you have a tape of them doing things well and a practical, so far at least, and a very practical result that makes sense to then go and study from. And you got another opportunity to get it here at home. You still have a 2-game lead, so you've got an opportunity.
Brunson gets a roll on his first free throw. It's 89-62. Celtics in front, 2:58 to go in the third. At this point, you got to look at each game in a vacuum.
Yep, sure do.
People saying this is a must-win game because then it puts pressure on the Knicks to win game 4. Otherwise, you're going right back to Boston at square one with the series tied. But if you're the Knicks, figure out some kind of momentum toward the end of this game and then carry it to game 4. Find a way to not fall behind by 20 at all costs. Pritchard left wing after the second free throw from Brunson. 26-point Celtics lead. Pritchard matched up with Robinson off the dribble, step back 3, good from the left wing. Peyton Pritchard has come alive here in game 3. He's got 13 points. And then I believe an intentional foul. Yes, they grabbed Mitchell Robinson. And honestly, why not try to get him rolling a bit from the free throw line? His right wrist is wrapped in what looks like a new coat of white trainer's tape. Still wondering the status on Karl-Anthony Towns. Some internet lip readers think he might have diagnosed whatever happened to his left hand or finger as Robinson line drives the free throw in. But Towns is going to come off the bench right now and check in at the next whistle, so that's obviously a good sign. Robinson goes 2 for 2. And maybe need the pressure off a little bit. Not trying to tarnish the mental fortitude of Mitchell Robinson, who put together 10 ridiculously impressive months of rehab just to be ready for this moment. But his most relaxed free throws of the series are his 2 best ones. Celtics ball from right to left. It's 92-65 Boston. Porzingis has Brunson on him. Passes inside to Cornet, and he jams it from the dunker spot. 94-65 Celtics. It is a 29-point Boston lead. They've led by as many as 31. And we'll see Mitch, and you'll hear Mitch, take 2 more free throws. Joe Mazzulla getting booed here at MSG.
I hope Mitch is able to go and knock both of these down and make the Celtics pay for the strategy.
Like, I understand what Mazzulla's doing. He's been a little much in certain moments like this. There was Robinson misses the first free throw. What was it, the NBA Cup game against the Bulls, and Billy Donovan got mad because Mazzulla's running up the score. We've seen him challenge calls in the final minute of a game that they're winning by 20 plus. This is gratuitous here. The Celtics are up by 29 with 14 minutes to go in the game, and they're hack-a-mitching. I think the only thing this can result in is Robinson actually seeing him go through the hoop and maybe getting some confidence.
All I know is if this holds, I'm sure the press conferences will be particularly smug about the commentary on the three-point shooting.
Some coaches make it about themselves. Some coaches make it about the team. It's a whole bunch of characters we have in the NBA. Robinson missed both there. It's 94-65. Celtics lead the Knicks. 1:49 to go before the fourth quarter. Pritchard on the right wing, marked by McBride. Hesitates, drives, knifes inside, hits a reverse layup. The sixth man of the year, really tied to the bench the first 2 games. And after watching him today, I'm not sure why.
Well, I think
alley-oop to Robinson. Stuffs it off a foul line pass from Brunson. 96-67.
Part of the answer to that is some of the same that we see from head coach Tom Thibodeau, and that coaches are comfortable with certain guys when their teams are in a battle.
Dribbling at the logo, Pritchard zips it to Brown, left wing catch, pick and pop with Horford, who snags it on the left point. Back up top to Pritchard, between the legs dribble, knife to the foul line, steps back, finds Porzingis, pump fakes a right wing three, pump fakes again, then stripped by Robinson. They came to Horford as the shot clock sounds. Nice job by Big Mitch on the defensive end. Knicks take over.
Really good effort by Mitchell Robinson. Josh Hart has a little bit of a limp to his gait. He just walked over to inbound the ball, but he seems to be jogging down to the other end just fine.
So Robinson will go pick and slip with Brunson. They don't foul him on this possession for some reason, and Brunson leads in with a left-hand floater. It is now a 27-point game as we've hit the final minute of the third. .49 seconds left before the fourth. 12 to shoot for Jaylen Brown, left side perimeter. The screen from White, top of the key, Brown defended by Brunson. Jaylen Brown in search of his third 20-point game of the series, spins at the foul line, pulls up for two, and he missed it short. Good defense from Brunson. Towns outlets the rebound to Hart from left to right.
It's rebound number 10 for Towns.
And this time they will foul Robinson intentionally. So the last two possessions they let it go, and it led to a Robinson alley-oop and a Brunson floater. So Mitch will get two foul shots. I know the NBA wants a longer series. They can't want this. Robinson parade to the free throw line.
Porzingis has 4 fouls, as he got popped for that fourth on the Hack-a-Mitch play.
He was 3 for 10 in game one. That's his exact stat line today. Until now, he's 4 of 11 as he nails that one.
I find this to be very curious at this point in the ball game.
It's showy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a heated driveway in a neighborhood full of shovelers.
Wow, what an analogy. Do you have personal experience with such a thing?
I think my dad was thinking about buying one, but then he said that's kind of a little showy.
Got it.
Robinson rims out the second free throw, and Porzingis pulls away the rebound from Deuce McBride. 26-point lead for the Celtics. 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. A second separating the shot and game clock. Derrick White, Kristaps Porzingis pick and roll. White up top. Robinson stays with him. Pulls up for a three. Wide right from the far wing. Rebound Robinson. Hart tried to get a half-court shot off in time. It was late and short. And we will go to the fourth quarter with Boston leading by 26 in game 3. Their season was on the line here in many ways tonight. They were down 2-0 in the series. And at least through 3 quarters, the champs have punched back and silenced this Madison Square Garden crowd. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Attention Knicks fans! Looking for infusion care that puts you first? ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. Trusted by physicians across specialties, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites and slam-dunk treatment from their highly trained medical team. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, experience care, comfort, convenience, and compassion like never before at a ThriveWell location near you. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
You can count on your friends at Ridgewood Savings Bank to show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and a century-long tradition of award-winning service. Ridgewood is the financial partner you can count on today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Whether you prefer to bank at your local neighborhood branch, from home, or on the go, they're always here to help you reach your goals. Let your friends at Ridgewood be the full-service banking partner you can count on to support you in your financial journey. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ever stop and think about how connected our city truly is? Bridges, rails, towers, all connected by steel, paint, and plain old hard work. We're the New York Structural Steel and Painters Contractors Association. Since 1974, we've worked alongside our skilled partners at Local Union 806 to keep New York's infrastructure safe, sturdy, and visually appealing. From iconic landmarks like the Brooklyn Bridge and the World's Fair Tent of Tomorrow to hidden gems in every borough, our crews protect New York's history with pride and precision. Every day, commuters on the Throgs Neck Bridge, subway riders, and drivers crossing countless overpasses depend on our expertise.
We're quietly there, daily, making your journeys safer and smoother. We know it's more than paint. It's about protecting, preserving history, and respecting our city. At the New York Structural Steel and Painters Contractors Association, we don't merely construct buildings. We foster enduring relationships. Visit nySSPCA.net and see how we keep New York connected.
CC Sabathia is here, and the Celtics have arrived as well. 96-70, Boston in front as we begin the fourth quarter of Game 3. Let Ridgewood Savings Bank show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and award-winning service. Bank at your local branch from home or on the go. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. J.R. Smith is introduced here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York also brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. Well, it was the best quarter of the game so far for the Knicks as you try to build up an argument that Monday's Game 4 will be a better day for New York. Of course, if they can't come back from 26 points down here with 12 minutes to go.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple things to note. We talked about the threes falling today, but the Celtics actually statistically are getting better looks in the paint as well. They're 22 of 29 on open looks through the three quarters so far, with an average distance of about 15 feet. On games 1 and 2, their open looks average nearly 5 feet further away from the hoop.
Great play to get Brunson wide open in the right corner, and he nails a three. 23-point game on the opening possession of the fourth quarter. These fans paid good money to chant defense all day. They're going to do it no matter what here, you figure, in the fourth quarter, if the Knicks can get a few stops.
I mean, you give it 3 stops, 2 baskets. I mean, you're in there.
Tatum tried to muscle through McBride and pulls up for a left elbow jumper. It's too strong. Celtics fans hate when Jayson Tatum does that. NBA fans hate when he does anything. Now he steals an entry pass from Karl-Anthony Towns. He gets across midcourt, sets up Pritchard for a high side wing three, and Peyton Pritchard cannot miss today. 7 of 11 from the field, 5 of 8 from downtown. And it's back to a 99-73 Celtic lead.
The opportunity to make a run is so fragile, and self-inflicted errors are particularly painful in this one for the Knicks.
That's why you can understand why some national pundits said the Celtics lost those first 2 games more than the Knicks came back to win them, but I think both can be true. Left wing three for Deuce McBride. He got it! 23-point game again, 99-76, 90 seconds into the fourth quarter.
3 stops is what I would ask for from the New York Knicks. Can you come up with 3 stops? And look, on a day where the Celtics are shooting lights out from the 3, I get that that's a tall ask. They're still sitting on 53%.
Jrue Holiday right point, marked by Bridges. Now they'll get Tatum with his back to Brunson, top of the circle. Posting him up to the right elbow, pushed off. They should call that, and they do. Second time Tatum has been called for an offensive foul, and the Knicks will take over. Down 23. Tatum picked up his 4th foul.
I think it's also worth noting that while Jalen Brunson has been a target by the Celtics offense, he's going to compete. He's not like some of the other players in the league, star players that are targeted by teams offensively.
No quit in New York, but it's a race against the clock this time around. 10 minutes to go. Brunson sidestep, right wing three over Horford, buries it. What a shot from Jalen Brunson. It's back to a 20-point game, and Joe Mazzulla calls a timeout. 99-79. Brunson draws the charge. Brunson hits the 3. He's now got a game-high 25.
We talked about it in the open, Tyler. Confidence is something that you can't quantify in a game note or in a stat book. There is a long way for the Knicks to go, but you wonder which of these 2 huddles is probably more loose at this moment and how that will impact the rest of this ballgame.
20-point game, timeout Celtics, 9:52 to go in the fourth. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Stay in the game with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. The easy and secure way to grab your orders on your schedule. Whether you're hustling between work, home, or your game day spot, choose Amazon Locker or Counter for secure and convenient pickup. At checkout, simply select the pickup location that works best for you. Amazon Pickup is a slam dunk. It's the worry-free option, all at no extra cost. Find your nearest pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations: East Meadow, Syosset, Massapequa, and Deer Park. Injuries can happen at any time and can often require immediate attention. Total Ortho Express provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons, instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Total Ortho Express is open 7 days a week with extended hours so that our patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com.
99-79. The Celtics once led by 31. It's now down to 20 with an extended 14-3 run for the Knicks. They were much more competitive in the third quarter, only lost it by 1, but a 25-point lead at halftime will more than likely be too much to overcome. But if you've been tuned in to this series at all, you know that as long as they can keep it within striking distance in clutch time, and they've got a shot, at the very least, Monica, the prerequisite fight that you would expect to see to, at the very least, give you some momentum heading into Monday's Game 4.
Yeah, but today in particular, with the Celtics shooting 53% from 3, they've had the ability to kind of put their foot on some of these momentum runs that the Knicks were trying to build. But you're right, Tyler. One thing that we have learned in observation of this group is they're not going to hang their head. You mentioned Tom Thibodeau is unlikely to wave a white towel, and I think his players have that same mindset at this point in the season. If they could come back from this, not only would it be historic, but they would take a commanding lead truly in the series.
Knicks hit 2 3-pointers in the first 3 quarters combined. They have 3 already in the first 2 minutes of the fourth. Entry pass to Porzingis, posting up Bridges, and he got fouled on a left-hand layup. And Porzingis with his second field goal attempt of the entire game. He's got 4 points all at the free throw line, and he'll have a chance for 2 more. Looks like the left hand of Bridges was hooking him, and even though he got a good contest with the right hand, they'll call the foul there.
I actually thought, yes, you definitely see the left hand hook, but I wondered if that right hand got a piece of Porzingis' right arm, got a little bit of Porzingis' head.
Yeah, probably did. Porzingis finally misses a free throw up the front rim. 9.5 to go. It's 99-79. Celtics lead the Knicks. Gets the second one, so a 21-point lead. Knicks have the double bigs out there, Towns and Robinson, with Brunson, McBride, and Bridges. It's been an off night for Anunoby, 2 points in 29 minutes. Brunson top of the arc, stopped at the left elbow by Holiday, keeps his dribble, backs him down, foul line jumper on a turnaround, couldn't get the roll off the front rim, and Tatum pulls down the loose ball.
Just the physicality of Jrue Holiday as a defender, it stands out no matter who he's guarding.
Brunson got the better of him down the stretch of game 2. Tatum across the lane, pull-up jumper from the right elbow. That's off the back rim. I'll never understand why he does that. The Celtics are making over half of their 3-pointers, and Tatum's forcing up a contested 2.
Wow, now you want him to take a bunch of threes. Okay.
It's working. Foul line, Towns, hop step in the lane, got pushed by Porzingis, no call. He airballed a righty floater. Loose ball came to Pritchard. 21-point Celtic lead from right to left. Entry pass swatted up into the air by McBride. Comes to Porzingis, and he finds Holiday at the logo, and then a timeout by Joe Mazzulla as Brunson pushed Horford. I thought that was what the whistle was for. Horford is arguing to the official in front of Brunson. Brunson standing right next to him saying, "What do you want?" Campaign signaling for a flop on Horford.
I have a hard time believing Jalen Brunson shoved Al Horford so much that he lost his balance completely.
That's a good point.
And no offense to JB, because I know he'd be putting that work in the weight room, but
yeah,
come on now.
100-79. Celtics lead the Knicks. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla. 8:41 to go in the fourth. Tatum in the first half. Remember, he hit his first 4 3-pointers. He's missed the only 2 he's taken since. And he has just 3 points since the break, so he's been stuck on 17 for a while. And am I crazy, Monica? Are they talking about the shot selection from Jayson Tatum? Those are the kind of shots that let the Knicks come back in the game on Monday and Wednesday.
I would agree with you in your observation, but I also think the score right now allows him to have a little bit more grace. It was an aggressive take. I think it was aggressive until he fades away, ultimately, right?
Well, we'll see if the Knicks can keep forcing him into those isolation shots and give themselves a chance down the stretch. 100-79, Celtics lead the Knicks. 8:41 to go in the fourth quarter. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Not hungry right now? Think about a burger. Still not hungry? Think about a smash burger. Yeah, that's what we thought. Can you hear the sizzle of the griddle? Can you smell the Angus beef? Can you taste the charred perfection? The hunger's kicked in. The salivary glands have turned on like a spigot. It's time to make it yours. Go to smashburger.com to find the closest spot.
Spring has finally arrived, and if you think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget, think again. Sloman's is here to change the game with our Spring Fling sale. We're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2025 refrigerant-compliant R454B systems, expertly installed by our certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. And we're including a comprehensive service plan for the first 5 years with annual system checks to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing Nassau, Suffolk, and Queens County. Call Sloman's at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. That's 516-932-7000. 18-month promo period, no payment, no interest, and no down payment offer. The offer is available through a third-party bank. On approved credit, interest is waived if loan is repaid in full during the same as cash period. Terms and conditions apply.
Celtics lead the Knicks 100-79 with 8:41 to go in the fourth quarter of Game 3. As Boston is on the verge of getting their first win in this series, which would set up a beyond crucial Game 4 here on Monday. The young people have started calling it magnet ball, Monica. Have you heard of this?
No, what's that?
Magnet ball is what the Celtics are doing today from 3. They are 17 of 32, 53%.
I think it's an appropriate name.
The Indiana Pacers have been known to do this in certain playoff games as well. Magnet ball's coming for the Knicks. Maybe here in the fourth, maybe Monday, as Pritchard pulls up and rainbows in a right elbow jumper. Somehow got it over Robinson. And Peyton Pritchard's 23 points are now a team high for Boston. 23-point Celtic lead. Knicks in white, Celtics in green. It's Bridges up top, defended by Holiday. Screen on the right from Robinson. Drives the right side of the lane. Baseline leaner is good over Porzingis. Mikal Bridges, 12 points on a solid 6 of 10 shooting today. 21-point game again. Just 4 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter.
Peyton Pritchard having a game like this is not what I necessarily had on my Celtics bounce back bingo card.
6th man of the year. Step back right wing 3. Tatum missed the 3-pointer over Towns. Offensive rebound. Horford slips home a layup. That happened a ton in Boston. You get Celtics misses, but leads to offensive rebounds, and that is the 10th offensive board for Boston. Knicks are beating them, though, 14-10. Towns in the lane, hands off to Robinson. Dunk is blocked by Horford and maybe Porzingis from behind. Celtic ball, 23-point lead, 7.5 to go in game 3. Tatum up top, crosses over Robinson, poked out of bounds off of Mitch. Tatum calling for a foul. 6 of 16 from the field, which means he is 1 of 6 in the second half and 0 for 2 from 3. So they haven't needed him because of the 25-point lead at the break. Pritchard out high. Robinson had to switch on to him. That means Porzingis has McBride inside. Turnaround jumper, too strong from the middle of the paint. That's been such a big part of their success, getting those mismatches with Porzingis, but Brunson will scamper ahead to the front court. Inside to Towns, lost it, got it back, blocked by Porzingis, threw it up on the rebound, wildly off the backboard. Robinson had it, then lost it, then fell down.
I really would like to see Karl-Anthony Towns continue to play. I think his first reaction today to reach, which was wave his hands and wonder where the foul is taken away.
Peyton Pritchard, 8 for 12 from the field, 23 points, steps back on the left wing, 3 over Towns, not this time, it's short. Rebound Bridges. And pretty much in no empty possession territory for the Knicks at this point. Towns pump fake on the right side, drives past Horford, met by Porzingis, and he got blocked. Porzingis has 3 rejections today. Alley-oop to Tatum, out of his reach, hit his right hand, and he couldn't finish.
Now these are some of the sloppy mistakes on the part of the Celtics that allowed the Knicks to contribute to the Knicks getting games 1 and 2.
Towns hesitated on a wide-open right wing 3, and then he took it and missed it short. Anunoby about to check in. He's got 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting in 29 minutes today. After a playoff career-high 29 in the opener. Tatum pushed off on Bridges and got him in the midsection. Left wing 3 for Porzingis, rattles out.
A little below the midsection.
Oh, yeah. That's superstar officiating for Tatum, understandably so, because he's one of the best 5 players in the league, and I think top 3. Brunson in the paint, lefty floater, perfect from the middle of the lane. It's a 21-point game. Mikal Bridges is uncomfortable jogging down court.
Rightfully so. You mentioned the race against the clock now at this point. Both the Celtics and Knicks understand that, and Celtics are taking their time in their half-court possessions.
Pick and pop, Tatum to Holiday, left point 3 is perfect. So Jrue Holiday with 8 points and doing all the little things otherwise. 24-point Boston lead. 5:15 to go in the fourth. If this was a Steve Kerr coach team, you'd be seeing Tyler Kolek for the last quarter and a half.
I was just thinking that. I wonder what the thought process is going to be from the Knicks bench.
Towns shows some aggression, barrels right into Porzingis just outside the restricted area and draws a tough foul after missing the layup. So free throws for Towns. The Celtics up by 24 with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go in game 3. 107-83.
I am internally wrestling with the idea of surprise or not. I'm not surprised that the Celtics have bounced back in such a tremendous way. I think I'm a little bit surprised that the Knicks have not been able to put forth a better effort offensively in their return home. I mean, just 5 of 22 from the three-point line. Like, this is a team that averaged in the mid to high 30s most of the time in terms of their collective shooting from the three-point line. 22%, we saw that all through the course of the season. That is not a formula for success usually when it comes to the Knicks.
They were 8th in the NBA, shooting 37% from downtown. Not a lot went right for the Knicks early. Towns picked up early fouls. Robinson wasn't making his free throws. Towns seemed to jam one or multiple fingers on his left hand. A lot of open looks were not falling. And then everything for the Celtics was going in.
Literally, 50% from both the field and the three-point line.
Towns gets the free throws, 22-point game with 4:49 to go in the fourth. Tatum top of the arc, guys, Towns on him, steps back, pump fake, leans in, foul baits, doesn't work, missed the 3. McBride left side, hands to Bridges at the far angle, marked by Pritchard, pick and pop with Towns, gets it to the big man, he's got a foot on Pritchard, switched onto him, takes him into the lane, and then Brown comes over on the double team and grabs him with a call to foul on Pritchard, which is his 4th. So Towns back to the free throw line.
Well, I'm glad that he recognized this mismatch and was aggressive. You knew that the help was going to come. Jayson Tatum is lingering on the top side around the free throw line to be in help position as well. That is Jaylen Brown's 3rd foul, so far in this one. But as much as we've talked about the Knicks potentially getting their starters off the floor, Joe Mazzulla has not done that either.
That's a good point. Sam Hauser out for the game for a second consecutive game with a sprained ankle. He got 19 decent minutes out of Kristaps Porzingis. 3 blocks, only 5 points, and where he really hurts you is that 3-point shooting, but they haven't needed it. First foul shot good for Towns. McBride goes out for Josh Hart. And Luke Cornett's going to come in for the Celtics. Knicks never led in this game.
I think some of those blocks by Porzingis, though, they were big because of how timely they were. It feels like they came as the Knicks were trying to make runs.
Al Horford comes out. He gets a hand from the half-dozen Celtics fans sitting behind their bench. The Knick contingent in Boston was much more impressive in Game 2 compared to Game 1. Second foul shot for Towns is good.
And they were having themselves a time once that game went final.
I felt bad for that security guard who fell down, though. 107-87, 20-point game as Towns gets both foul shots. He's got 19. Brunson with the quietest 27 of his career. 4:14 to go in the fourth. There's a game-high 27 for the Knick captain, 7 assists as well on 9 of 19 shooting. And now on the other end, he's defending Brown on a drive into the lane, and they're going to call him for a foul. Brunson was arguing about a push-off. And the fact that the two Celtic superstars need to push off on Brunson at all means that he's playing phenomenal defense in the series.
His strength, I do think, goes underrated, but that is a full-on extension.
Oh, yeah.
On that push-off.
And he grabbed his jersey and pushed off, which is impressive if you're Jaylen Brown. He had the ball poked away at midcourt by Josh Hart, and then they jogged stride for stride down court as it goes all the way out of bounds to the right baseline. Brown's goal was to just prevent Hart from picking it up, and it went out of bounds off of Hart. 3:59 to go. Celtics by 20. Pritchard off the inbound, gets to the top of the key, end of the shot clock. 3, air ball. It's the third 24-second violation forced by the Knicks in this game. They should try to build on the positives heading to Monday's Game 4. You know, Karl-Anthony Towns was in a similar situation last year. Round 2 against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. They won the Minnesota Timberwolves, both games on the road in Denver. Brunson a right wing 3, back rim, off the dribble. What happened after that? Do you remember, Monica? What happened after the Timberwolves went up 2-0 in the Nuggets?
They lost 2.
They lost 3.
It had to go to 7. Oh, it was 3. You're right. I remember that series had to go to 7, and Minnesota won in 7 in Denver.
After trailing by 20 in Game 7 on the road, Tatum finally rattles in a second-half three-pointer. I'm not sure what his celebration is there. He grabs his right wrist with his left hand.
I have an idea, but we're going to keep that off air.
Excellent. 23-point lead for 23-point lead for Boston. Brunson at the right corner with 3:15 to go. Spins on White, draws the foul at the right elbow. And we'll see if they give him 2 free throws for his efforts. Horford about to check in. And the Celtics about to narrow the gap in this series after 2 historic 20-point comebacks for the Knicks Monday and Wednesday in Boston. They would have had to come back from 31 down here today. And that was simply not realistic as Pritchard will come out. If we were at TD Garden, this place would be deafening in support of the 23-point effort the 6th man of the year put together today.
But we are not. And in fact, here at Madison Square Garden, some of these fans are beginning to file out, but they've done a really good job tonight of hanging in, hoping that something else historic could happen here in Game 3.
There's a team that would give you hope. It is this Knicks squad as Brunson misses a floater from the middle of the paint. Offensive rebound Towns, and he's fouled by Cornette on the putback. You love Towns still working hard. He'll have a chance at a 20-point double-double with a free throw here. 4 fouls on Cornette. Knicks down 110-87 with 3:06 to go in the fourth. And the Celtics were up by 13 after 1, 25 after 2, 27 after 3, and up 23 right now. Well, it is Cam Payne, Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, Precious Achiuwa time. 3:06 to go in the game. They win today, would have been the biggest win in recent memory for New York. And it certainly felt like an outsized level of importance because everybody knows to knock off the defending champ who entered the playoffs as the title favorite while you're watching an OKC team, the Western favorite.
Oh, man, that one's getting interesting.
Ball behind 2-1 to Denver. It's going to take a whole lot to knock the Celtics off the podium. Towns gets the free throws, so 21 points and 15 rebounds for him. 11 free throws today. He's made 10 of them. But the bench is empty with the exception of Towns, and Ariel Hukporti will get his first career playoff minutes as long as we have a stoppage in the final 3 minutes of play.
Missoula not going to the bench seems to be appropriate for how they've rolled all season long.
Tatum bricked a three, got his own rebound, and laid it in, which also feels appropriate. It is 112-89, Celtics over the Knicks, and now Joe Missoula will point down the bench and bring in a couple of reserves, including Peyton Pritchard. Towns, left side drive on Horford, spins in the lane, righty floater, hangs on the front rim and dropped off.
Get Towns off the floor at this point.
Right. Andrew Shaman should probably foul Jayson Tatum intentionally. He's not. Tatum spins him into the left side elbow, backs him down, pump fake, 2 pump fakes, kick out to Horford, right wing three, nailed it. And now Joe Missoula will call timeout to make that decision for the Knicks to get Towns out of there. And in the end, you can't quite say that the score does not justify how hard the Knicks fought in the second half. They certainly put up an effort, but they're down by 26. 115-89. As we pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This is ESPN New York, WHSQ, WCBS-FM HD2, and WEPN New York.
2:06 to go. Celtics are going to win Game 3. Let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Visit them today for the ultimate travel experience at besttrailstravel.com. Only other games today, Golden State and Minnesota. That series is tied at 1 as they move to Chase Center in San Francisco for the first time. You've got Denver hosting Oklahoma City tomorrow at 3:30 with a 2-1 lead for the Nuggets. Same exact scenario for the Pacers, a 2-1 lead over the Cavs, although the vibes are different because Cleveland had a lopsided win yesterday in Indiana, which, when you saw that and realized that the Celtics had the same exact task at hand, lost 2 at home as the higher seed and then need to go on the road to avoid falling behind 3-0. Is it fair to say that this was the most likely scenario? A blowout Celtics win? Or is that
I was
not
just
fair?
about to ask you, what are the details you want to discuss? I fully expected the Knicks to split these games here at home.
Do you still think that? Which means you are predicting a Game 4 win for New York on Monday.
I'm going to stand on it. I still think that. The Knicks did not play well offensively, and I don't think that the first quarter in particular, the way that they were missing shots. Campaign misses a 3.
Yep, and 5 for 24 from downtown. Ball out of bounds. Knicks will keep it.
The way that they were missing shots to me was not about the defense as much as it was making shots.
Forget the three-point line. They're under 40% overall. 30 of 77. Inbound to Achua, and he rises and slams with 2 hands. 115-91.
Yeah, you just don't want that great of a juxtaposition, right? The Knicks not playing great in terms of being able to score the basketball when the Celtics on fire. Like, can we meet both teams in the middle?
Pritchard, near side, mid-post, leans in, missed a layup around DeLon Wright, and Hukporti pulls down the rebound. 90 seconds to go.
Really great to see Hukporti back out there.
It really is. He had that knee injury. It was thought he might not come back for the postseason. This is the first time we've seen him in a couple of months. Could be the future of the Knicks' big depth. Right baseline drive for Payne. Got away with a travel. Kick out to Shamet. Misses a far corner 3. That's his first 3-point attempt of the postseason. After shooting 49% the last 10 games of the regular season. The question is, Monica, if the Celtics are going to shoot 20 of 40 from 3, can any team in the NBA beat them?
It feels like a familiar question that you and I asked ourselves in February, I believe. Or March, maybe it was.
Baylor Shireman, a 24-year-old rookie from Creighton, misses a pull-up jumper from the far side paint. Offensive rebound sets up Pritchard. I think the answer is no, and that's why the Celtics are on their title defense and have done a great job of it so far this afternoon. Pritchard missed a pull-up. Rebound, Hukporti outlet to Payne. Likely the last possession for the Knicks results in a Hukporti slam off a pick-and-slip left side as Payne set him up down low. 22-point game. Torrey Craig pounds the ball as he gets across midcourt. It'll likely be back-to-back shot clock violations to send us to Game 4. Unfortunately, this result was foreshadowed very early on in this game. The Celtics could not miss, the Knicks could not hit, and the defending champions are back off the ropes as the Celtics will take Game 3, 115-93, setting up what could truly be a must-win Game 4 for the Knicks to avoid tying this series back up at 2.
Well, there's still a lot of basketball left to be played, and it's 6 o'clock on Saturday. These guys are done. They can get off their feet. They've obviously got Sunday to rest, and then they've got a later start on Monday. And so the schedule does you a little bit of a favor if you're the Knicks, and, of course, you're at home. They'll watch tape. They will study and make adjustments where they see necessary. The three-point line being the big one, so I expect some guys to be in the gym tomorrow getting some shots up.
Go back to Game 7 last year against Indiana. Pacers could not miss. And Knicks, of course, could not stay healthy. Pistons went 2-1 at the Garden in round 1. And now the Celtics are 1-0. Visiting teams just love playing big games at the Mecca. And who could blame them? Celtics right back in the series, 115-93. You had high hopes. You deserve to have high hopes. But in the end, realistically, the Celtics team, they were going to find it eventually, and they sure did today. A 115-93 win, and the series is now Knicks 2, Celtics 1. Pat O'Keefe will anchor our post-game show next. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Knicks fans, when deciding to take a charter bus, there's only one choice. That's Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Best Trails and Travel has the highest level of charter bus service in New York City and has been serving New York's leading corporations, professional sports teams, and private individuals for 30 years. They offer premier customer service and the newest fleet of buses in the industry. Whether you're traveling with family, friends, or colleagues, Best Trails and Travel guarantees you the ultimate traveling experience. Visit them at besttrailstravel.com or call 212-206-6974.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series.